our Lord and Savior win.
Please don't. Don't put anything on him. Nice. He cracks under pressure.
As long as he doesn't die under pressure.
Wind does crack under pressure. That's legit.
Dying.
Again.
All right.
Also, did anyone see the supernatural bullshit?
Jesus
I just have to talk about it real.
Okay,
I saw it.
Yeah,
I don't know actually what happens in the scene.
Bad.
Oh, I love
need
the
to.
scene. It qualifies under things that are gay and homophobic at the same time.
It's just the shoehorned in fan service. Yeah.
It's not even fan. It's barely fan service. If they try to make it. I haven't thought about supernatural in years.
That's exactly what it is. I felt very punished. And I was like, maybe I should catch up with Supernatural before the finale. And then I was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. I'll probably struggle through the final season at some point here, just because I've watched all the other ones, and now I feel obligated.
You have to at this point.
But it should have ended after season 5.
7. Exactly, give it 7.
I enjoyed 8.
Well, season 1 through 5 was Eric Kripke's whole show run. I actually enjoyed up through 8 as well.
I think I made it to season 10 or 11, and then they're like, we're renewing for a 12th, and I was like, I can't. I've tried.
It just keeps going, doesn't it?
Going and going.
Anyway.
And going.
Anyway, y'all. Welcome to the Bone Era.
Okay, I'm still down.
So,
where the fuck are we?
Well, last time
We had just switched
last time
The house. Not house.
The what?
The lab.
Last time on Welcome to the Bone Era, you were in the lab of some people who were doing something to do with the planes and charging up a crystal for some reason to save Talor or something like that. But some friggin' slods attacked, frog beasts from Limbo, and started up the machine. And during this combat, they changed the effect of the room to match different planes of existence every round that they could, which caused varying effects on everybody in the room. And you did end up defeating them, narrowly avoiding your cleric actually dying.
I was gonna say, I was in dire peril, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, that would have been real bad. But
real bad, man.
He didn't die, and none of you died.
Excellent.
And all the slods died.
So it was all fine.
That was nice. They were gross.
And then you had to decide what to do, because you weren't able to get out of this big lab. It locked you in, basically. And reading the hints given to you by the journals left over by the people who were there originally, you eventually figured out how to fully charge the crystal and finish their work by typing in the right sequence of planes, and it was all based on their morality, each of the planes' morality. You then you did the sequence that sort of did everything backwards in a much more sort of fast way to break the sphere and release the crystal, which Asakros grabbed instantly.
And fucked off with.
And discovered that it had some great power that could help him, perhaps.
I think we helped him more than he helped us with anything. For sure.
Listen, I have a weighted interest in what he's got going on, so...
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, at least we found him.
Y'all said your goodbyes to him because he realized he could use the crystal to teleport anywhere where there was great mist activity, including his homeland. And he sucked a bunch of mist out of the air, or 300 feet around you, because he can do that with the crystal now, and then teleported away back home. You all took up camping in, I believe you went back in the room again, which was slightly warmer, and
to sleep next to a dead body again.
To sleep, yes, next to the dead body of that man.
Sorry.
Love that for us.
We have we're consistent.
And you awaken the next day, which I think I have sort of been keeping track of the days. I believe it is the 13th of Mon. Anyway, you awaken in the morning next to the dead body of that guy. Person, I believe they went by they, actually. But what would you like to do, Bonira? Just to remind you, actually, before you say, it took you half a day to get to where you were at, so it'll take you half a day to get back to the path, and then you can keep traveling if that's what you'd like to do.
Well, now that it's not freezing out, or we should probably go, right?
I mean, I'm assuming so. I gotta be honest, I was kind of getting my hopes up that we would actually be able to, see the Feywilds and shit, but I guess we should just put that on hold for a little bit.
Sure.
I'm assuming that, the Feywilds will always be there. I just don't know if we want their support before or after the thing goes down. But I think that's just because I was like, oh, we're here, I guess we're gonna go to the Feywilds, and then it was massively disappointing as we dealt with, gross things.
Yeah. I mean, I know you mentioned you need to find that flute. I don't know how time sensitive that is for you. My thing is as time sensitive as we could possibly make it would be good.
Okay.
I mean, I agree that we should go to the Feywild ideally beforehand, or at least figure out if Trust can help us out or something. But I think we should keep going.
Let's keep going. I don't know how long it's going to take us. We'll get there when we get there.
All right. Sounds good to me.
One thing I'd like to know is if we do run into Shadow Legionaries or those of a higher ranking in Talor, do we inform them of what we just witnessed inside this research institution?
Did the Shadow Legion know about? They were contracted by the Shadow Legion, weren't they?
This was a government-sanctioned research.
I feel like we probably shouldn't, because they're going to ask us why we were here, right? Why would we just bring it up to them randomly? We're trying to not attract to attention.
Fair.
That's fair, but then also I'm assuming that most of the Shadow Legion don't know that the project initially failed, or that the 3 people are unalived.
Maybe it was all undercover anyway. Maybe only a few of them knew about it.
This whole continent is undercover. Look at the mist.
Nala gestures to the mist.
Nala makes a dad joke.
Yes, that's what she does.
I'm a little conflicted actually on what we should do in regards to that, because especially the Shadow Legion doesn't seem to necessarily be bad for this community. They were a bit of a pain back in that one city, but they seem to be relatively willing to help the community here. So I don't really feel the need to fuck them over.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I'm saying.
So I kind of want to tell them that hey, but maybe we do the thing first that we came here to do, and then we tell them, just so that way if there's any issues with it, we can skedaddle out.
Or anyway, we can bring the issue up from another indirect line, like submit a note or a report to someone.
Submit a note.
Yes, something like that. We don't need to talk directly about it.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that can go on the back burner for a little bit, because, I mean, if anything, the people who live here are going to start feeling the effects of, like, whatever we fixed.
Yeah.
Whatever we did.
Because, I mean,
we think we did a good thing, though, right?
Does it seem like the mist has changed? Or is it still as
All you've
misty?
noticed is that the 300-foot area that Asakras cleared is still relatively cleared, although it's moving in slowly again.
Okay. Hopefully we did something.
We'll see, I guess.
I mean, I think we did the thing that fixed it. I don't really know what fixing it actually means.
Yeah.
It's not like I was ever really a great engineering student or anything. All right, so
I never had engineering tutor class.
I mean, I saw machines being built quite a lot, but I never really cared or paid attention to them. I probably should have, looking back on it now, but, like, didn't give a shit growing up.
We had other things to deal with.
Yeah. So, shall we then carry on towards the capital of this godforsaken island?
Yes, let's
Let's
head
keep
back
going,
to the
because it's
path.
gonna
know
take
if this
us
is
like fucking forever to get there.
Yeah. I don't know if I should call it a god-forsaken island or like a god-infested island.
Yeah.
Mist-infested island.
God-possessed island. I know, yeah, because I'm not sure what our next steps are, but I just know we gotta go in that direction, so let's just do that and figure it out on our way there.
Oh, towards
right.
the mountains.
Toward the mountains,
Yes.
All right.
We'll figure out what we're doing on our way. This is gonna take
Time
us
to
a while.
backtrack, everybody. Who remembers how to get back to the path?
I'm remembering Asagras pointed your way,
Yes.
but right before he left.
Excellent. Thanks, bud.
And he had a literal magical device that always told him the direction that he needed to go, so...
Oh,
Then we do that.
I missed that.
Great, so you begin heading east, back towards the path. It's slightly warmer. I mean, it's still cold. It's still, like, always winter tundra, but it's slightly warmer today. I'd say, high 20s. Which, in the middle of winter, is, like, nice.
It's nice in Chicago.
Yeah, so after you hit the fog again, suddenly you're back to your 30 feet around yourself visibility again. But the sun gives
used
you
to
enough light as you continue going. And your first half of the day goes extremely smoothly. You get back perfectly fine. The only thing you do notice is as you get back to the road, there is a familiar looking owl sort of sitting there, and
Is it on a tree or on the ground?
just on the ground.
Like in front
on
of
the road.
us?
On
Yeah.
Road.
For some reason, I was so convinced that we were going to the Feywilds, and I forgot that we didn't... what the fuck is the owl still doing here?
It tilts its head
Hello.
Hi, buddy.
and then starts hopping south and takes off and flies in that direction.
Is that the direction we were heading? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
Well,
guess we follow the owl.
yeah.
We have to ask him how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop.
A what?
2, 3.
The world will never
douche.
know.
You owe me a Tootsie Pop, Mr. Owl.
Anyway,
All right.
Well-
so
I don't think the owl has malicious intent.
I don't either.
way
I
it
just don't
hops,
like
it's
knowing
so
why things are
adorable.
happening.
It's a suspicious owl, but I trust it.
The owl is sus.
The owl is sus.
that's pretty sus. I saw Owl at the.
Oh my god.
No, I was in
owl in
engineering.
electrical. It's pretty sus.
All right, but you continue your way south. And as we're going, someone make a perception check for the group here.
I can do that.
Not I.
Generally, the person who can always roll a 19 should
That's
probably
a
do it.
19.
Great. So you keep your eye out. You take the head of the pack, as it were, and you make sure there's no bumps or anything in the road. You pass by a couple traveling people who have a sort of hand cart that they're carrying and rolling along the ground. They give you... These are relatively neutral looks, actually. You've been used to sort of super rude, honestly, looks at you, but these two don't seem... They're like a couple men who are carrying a big bundle of stuff in their cart. They sort of nod to you. You suspect that they nod to you like so because you are wearing raiments of the Shadow Legion.
Yes.
They continue onwards.
Sorry. I would have burnt a 5th level spell to continue my female dark elf charade, so I'm still seeming.
Okay. For everyone?
For me, I'm the only one that does it myself.
Do you only... is seeming all you have? You don't have disguise self?
I gave up disguise self for seeming, so that's what I'm missing.
Okay, so you look like... Yeah, you're the one who looks like a dark elf, but everybody else looks like themselves. Mm-hmm. And these two pass and give you sort of a nod and say, safe travels, and continue onward. But other than that, the night comes, and you need to find a place to settle down. You are able to locate a space off the road. What's sort of nice about this is you always will be hidden 30 feet around you, because everybody has to get up close, so you can just find a place relatively off the road and set up a sort of camp. This will sound like woodland camp, but I just wanted a fire noise. And you have noticed that there have begun to be a few trees, little groves and trees dotting the landscape as you went today. So the landscape is changing from pure tundra to sometimes there are trees here. But you settle down.
Does the fog still look the same?
Yes. Still feels the same, still looks the same.
During downtime, I'm going to finish...
Craft time?
Yeah, I'm going to finish the enchanted fire arrow that I started the other day, so you can add another fire arrow. I'm almost halfway through your purchased enchanting materials, so...
Okay, well, when we get somewhere where we can buy more, I'll buy more. That was an enchanted fire arrow.
Yeah. If you ever want anything else, don't hesitate to ask. I would love to come up with something other than what I've been giving you.
Oh. I don't know. I mean, all I really do is shoot things.
With the highest kill count in the group.
But you do it so well, dog.
But it's very repetitive, is what I'm saying. So the range there for creativity is fairly limited. The fire arrows are neat.
I don't know. I might when I get back to Tarsiva, I might talk to Reverence to see if there's anything else I might be able to come up with.
Yeah.
Fashion for you.
Well, cool.
But in the meantime, I'll continue working on what I know.
You should ask Lilia. She's more creative than I am.
About what?
Well, do you happen to know any ways of damaging celestial entities with any way? Because I feel that with Morlos being the main threat and all of his servants are of celestial nature, anything that can help anyone.
I mean, I know that I am not as hurt by things that are celestial and necrotic. So I would avoid those. As far as things that are more likely to hurt them, would I know? Can I? Tass has no idea.
I mean, I can tell you. Let's just make an Arcana check. Yeah.
Okay. That's not terrible. That's a 17.
17? Okay. I can tell you, regardless of what you roll, you have a spell that deals extra damage to Celestials.
Oh, I'm sure that... Okay, yes, fine. Okay, so, here it is.
But that is very specific to
That's a
what
spell,
Yarn
not
gave you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as you know about... I mean, you don't know that much about Celestials, but you've fought them before. They don't tend to have weaknesses besides just things that have been specifically designed to hurt them bad. Mm-hmm. You also have a rod that does similarly larger damage to Celestials. So it's clearly possible to make magical things that do it. The specifics you are unsure of, but one could do research and figure it out probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next time I'm in Tartiva.
So I mean, basically, I know that I have a couple of things that hurt Celestials a little bit more than your average bear. And a lot of them generally tend to use like a necrotic kind of magic. However, both of those things were given to me through kind of unusual means. And so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether or not it was the manufacturing of it or the magic imbued in it itself, or like the kind of magic that's dealt versus the magic that's imbued in. Do you know what I mean?
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like I mean I would suggest probably necrotic of some kind, but that I don't know how much of that is within the spell itself or whether it's just simply necrotic. Because I know necrotic doesn't hurt me, but I'm also like not 100% celestial anymore, but I'm not celestial. I'm like in a weird limbo area.
So possibly I'll stick to making necrotic arrows for you.
No, I thought she just said necrotic doesn't do as much damage to Celestials.
Well,
to
necrotic
her,
doesn't do
to her.
damage to me, but that's because I'm
She's an
not
interesting-
fully a
Got it.
celestial anymore.
Okay.
But like my Yaren gave me a spell a while back that I know deals some necrotic damage, and he told me it would be of use against specifically like the Big M.
Okay.
Himself.
Oh, of course.
Cool.
So, or at least his devas. But other than that, like I said, I don't know if that's because it came from Yaren or because of the necrotic energy.
I got it.
It's kind of a toss-up.
I mean, fire seems to be pretty good across the board anyway.
Yes, but things are resistant to that sort of element, like myself.
Well, I mean, I guess we can just keep them even. Right now I have 2 of each.
Excellent. But I feel comfortable probably making you a few more necrotic arrows until I find any more information about making anything of a higher caliber.
Well, I'm not going to complain, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, I mean, there's lots of other things that necrotic magic can do a lot of damage against. That things that are necessarily like fire or ice or whatever resistance that necrotic can still kind of cut through.
Yeah, it seems like a rather trustworthy element to deal out.
Cool.
Sweet.
Is anyone else doing anything this evening before you bed down? All right. Who would like to take first watch?
I'll do first watch, like, have them.
When has the owl been appearing? Second or third watch?
I feel like second.
Sporadically.
Second? Okay, then I'll do second.
It just feels like it has been.
Yeah. I can
might
also
be
do a
shit out of
third
my
one.
butt, though.
That's not bad for me. 15 for Nala.
15? Okay. As everyone heads to bed, Nala, you stay up. It's cold. Temperature dips, but you're wearing your nice mask and protecting yourself. And it's an extremely quiet and extremely chilly night. And nothing seems to attack you, or you don't even notice any noises from the roads or anything, just a slight breeze. And your watch goes by without incident. Second watch, please.
Sorry, I need to mark off our rations, right?
Yeah, I was about to do the same thing.
Oh,
Emily, are you doing second watch?
Yeah, I'll do second watch.
You gotta roll.
Right. Natural
Ooh,
20
yeah.
plus 9, so 29.
Nice. So you listen and you look. Mostly listen intently. And you hear nothing except some wind on this very chilly night.
Cool. We're
Third one?
super alone.
I can do it.
Oh,
Okay.
are you taking it, Max?
Whoever's taking it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Char can also stay up for this third one as well, too, if you want help. Or company.
I don't know. That's up to you.
No, I mean, up to Win.
Okay.
Does Win tell Char to stay up or go back to sleep?
Yeah, go back to sleep.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay.
17, all right. You then trade off from Nala, who informs you that nothing is going on and it's very eerily quiet here. And you say, all right. You keep the stire folked, is what I was about to say. The fire stoked through the night. And as the light comes up around you and fills your vision with just fog some more instead of darkness, this night has passed completely without incident. And you all wake up.
All right, carry on then.
Yes. Onwards and upwards.
So you gather your things, you pack up the camp, you make sure the fire is doused,
Control flames.
and you gather your shit together, and you continue on the road. Now, I would like somebody to roll a d10 for me.
Got it.
Not it.
I don't want to.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can do it.
I think I know what this
I'm
is.
scared.
Of course you know what it is, Jason. You know what's
I
happening
got
5
a third,
sessions.
or I got 3.
3. So as you're walking this day, the wind starts picking up pretty dramatically.
Oh, hell no.
The snow and ice suddenly starts beginning blowing through the air, blasting into your face. The temperature drops dramatically. It's like negative 10 or something. It's insanely cold, and you all try to bundle up as you force your way. The winds are pushing back on you, and you have to sort of lean into it and cover your faces with those scarves you bought and just shove forward. The smaller of you especially actually have to lean against the wind like you're walking down a Chicago street, and you just have to force yourself forward. It is extremely
hand warmer.
cold. Extremely cold enough that anybody who isn't resistant to cold, even with a cantrip like prestidigitation, does have to make a constitution save as you continue through
Wait, what
this
about my magical
storm.
hand warmers? I bought them for this purpose.
I got a
They
22.
definitely warm your hands.
Okay,
They'll
do I still need
definitely-
to make a constitution?
Your DC might not be
Yeah.
as bad, but
I got a 22.
All right, so Lilia, you are
What am I
fine.
rolling?
You struggle
Constitution
through it.
save?
It's a constitution save. Nala, you're fine because you're my white
Good.
fang master.
19.
good.
19, you're fine.
9.
9.
Ooh.
So Win, take a point of exhaustion
Oof.
as the cold winds of this blizzard fuck with you.
Was that
What'd you
for
get,
weather?
Kieran?
Was that what the D10 was?
You don't know. 12, you are fine. You struggle through it as well. Now, as you go, you're realizing this storm is going to last a long
I have
time.
a
The
really
people who
high
are sort of
survival.
savvy in weather, which would be Shar, basically.
Plus 8.
And
Yeah,
Kieran, I guess.
yeah.
But
What
you
a
recognize
prodigy.
this is a huge friggin' storm. And it doesn't
I
seem
look
like
for
it's
it?
going to go. So finding shelter is something that you really need to do. Because I'll get to it in a second. But
I will help you.
So as you go through the day, you realize that if you don't find shelter sort of relatively quickly, you are going to have to keep doing that, and it might continue making you exhausted the longer you stay outside.
All right.
So that being said,
I'll do it.
somebody make a survival check for
Yeah,
the
I
group
can-
for me.
Do you want help with that?
Help?
I have a +9 if you want me to roll.
So Shar and Kieran are looking around, just sort of going
also
off the,
can't roll below.
path, etc., and trying to find something.
19.
I rolled a
just roll.
27.
Oh, that
27.
works.
Damn. Okay, so as you're going through this this is in sort of the middle of the day, and
I'm the
you're
ultimate.
blowing.
Amazing.
Just the wind is blowing in your face. The snow's hitting your face. It hurts a lot. It's bad, and you're all sort of screaming over the wind, like, "Hey, where have you found any place to rest yet? We gotta get out of this wind." That sort of thing. And Kieran, you notice
Amazing.
a building off the side of the road.
I don't
as you
like
get
that.
closer to it, it looks like a barn, like a
works.
pretty large barn. Yeah.
I don't trust that shit. Hate it. Look, guys, there's a barn.
You
Go
yell
check out
over
the barn.
over the wind.
I found a whole ass building for you.
We have to get
An
inside.
ass building.
An ass building.
Ooh, an ass
Well, we have
building.
to get inside.
It's the ass factory.
Does it look like, is there light on the inside the barn?
There's no light on the inside of the barn. As you get up close and you sort of, all of you go up to it. It's a barn, so you've got one large side, and then there's another side with a huge sort of wooden door that's on sort of railings. It is currently closed, and you sort of check underneath it, but it seems dark inside.
Can we
I don't-
bang on the door and see
Yeah,
if
we
anyone's
don't
in
hear
there?
any, like, livestock or anything inside.
Make a perception check.
Is there like a building? By the barn?
Yeah, it's a building.
5.
Well, like, is
for
there
me.
like
by
a,
the barn?
like a
Would you
like a
roll?
house
19.
near the barn?
Make an investigation check, Kieran. You will be going out of everybody else's line of sight to do so.
Yeah, you want... Still misty.
What'd you get listening in?
I got 19.
I got a 5.
Okay, you listen in. The wind is howling. It's
Yeah.
really hard to make out anything if there is noise in there. But you don't hear anything livestocky or anything.
Okay.
I'm on
like
fucking
people,
fire
yeah.
today,
Well-
guys.
What'd you get?
What'd you get,
I got a
Kieran?
21.
Wow.
21. Okay, so you wander for a bit, around. You wander, and you can't see your friends at all. The barn disappears
no.
behind you,
I'm
and
a
you're like,
desert
"Shit."
boy. I'm having a terrible time.
Oh no.
And sort of huddling together as the wind blows into your face, and you wander, and you end up tripping and sort of falling face first into a snowbank. But you seem to have tripped on a small staircase that heads up to a porch. But it's so blizzardy, you can make out that it's a porch, but the house that you assume is behind it is pretty blocked off right now.
Okay.
But you found that other building, but your friends are all at the bar.
Okay. Let me real quick make sure that I have this thing that I'm gonna use. I want. Oh no, that's vertical, not horizontal. Never mind. I was gonna use Flame Strike to make a path. But I can't do that.
What if you lay on your stomach and point up?
Oh. I don't want to shoot anyone at accident, though.
Anybody else doing anything at the barn?
Can I?
Is
I
the
would
door
like to
locked
go
on the
in.
barn? Yeah, I would know that we have to get inside shelter fast.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to you, Kieran, in a bit. You guys try the door. It comes open, and you look inside. It is a
Dancing
a
lights.
barn.
Excellent.
Dancing lights
Send
inside.
the dancing lights. There's some sort of livestock pens, but there's nothing in them at the moment. There's a bunch of hay on the left side. Some tools and stuff are hung up.
Excellent.
But it does seem to be shelter from the elements.
I assume
get a
as we
fire
scurry
started.
in this, we realize Kieran is missing.
Yes, Kieran is not there.
Okay.
As you close the door behind you.
Kieran!
Get a fire started.
Can I message Cantrip Kieran if I don't know where he is, even if he's still within
You can-
120 feet
you
of me?
can-
Somewhat.
Make a educated guess as to
Okay.
where he might. And you would have seen him walk off
Yeah.
into the
Okay.
distance.
I will message Cantrip off to Kieran. We got the barn open. Where are you?
Kieran, you hear that?
I get to respond, right?
You can respond, yeah.
Like short.
Is there a word
response.
limit?
Like 6 seconds.
No, not with message.
Okay.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
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 So basically 30 minutes.
Found the main.
Dragon Ball Z rules.
I found the main house. To the whatever direction I'm in. I don't know what direction I'm in.
Okay.
I'm over here.
I'm gonna tell everyone. Kieran found a house
Is
that's
that
not far from here.
That's nice.
It must be the
does someone
people.
live
The people.
there?
It must be their
Yeah.
barn. This must be their barn.
Well, I'd rather. Yeah.
I'm gonna message Kieran to come back. Say, come back.
You want me to... I'm gonna do reconnaissance first.
Oh my god, perfect.
Me and my
how it
19AC go
happens.
check this fucking house
Yes.
out.
Oh my god.
We'll break
Kieran.
into a house.
Incredible.
He's an honest man who breaks
Here
into
for it.
houses.
He's not breaking into the house.
I'm not sleeping in anyone's barn without letting them know I'm using their barn.
Yeah, see, that's nice.
It is a.
It's
I'm a
horse
down-home country
etiquette.
boy.
It's horse etiquette.
This is survival.
Yeah, my survival is 8, but my, intelligence ain't there.
Okay, what you doing, Kieran?
Is there lights on in the house? If I go up the stairs towards where the house presumably
If you go up
is?
the stairs, you do see a window. There are curtains over it, but you see some light coming from the inside, yeah.
Can I knock on the door?
Sure. You walk over to
I'm
the
calling.
front door on this porch, or the porch door. Make a knocking sound. As the wind blows past you, it's like running sideways and still hitting you as you sit on this porch. It's like running perfectly parallel with the length of the porch.
Probably
So
holding
you're
your hat.
really
Yeah, right.
uncomfortably holding your hat on, yeah. And after a minute or two, the door sort of opens, and you see a old woman, rather old, and she says, "Oh, yes, can I help? Ooh, it's a big storm out there, son. You should come inside before we talk any further. I mean, please get it out of the cold."
Can I like insight check her? Does she seem like a normal
Sure, you can insight
old
check
lady?
Actually concerned about the cold.
I rolled a... Oh my god, that's a +8 too? Why do I never do these things? 24.
24?
I'm underutilizing myself.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna send you a message.
Oh fuck.
Do you go through the doorway? That's the big question.
I'm picturing
I'm
the
trying to
Courage the
see if
Cowardly
she
Dog
seems
house.
legit.
Muriel.
Okay. I'm gonna go in, but I'm just gonna just past the threshold. I'm gonna stand right next to the door.
Okay. She opens the door a little wider for you as you go past, and she closes the door, and she says, "Oh, you look chilled to the bone. Let me get you some tea. Please, if you want to remove your shoes, I don't want to track all that snow in here and stuff. Please take a seat wherever." And she points to the right, and there's a living room sort of set up, and with a nice plush couch, and farther back in the house, you see sort of a kitchen dining area. There's a staircase that heads up to a second story. There seems to also be a family room / study to your right.
I don't want to impose, ma'am. I just wanted to introduce
it's
myself.
so rare that we get visitors.
My name is Kieran DeVounded.
Nice to meet you.
Me and my friends were traveling, and we obviously got caught up in this storm. We don't want to impose, but we were wondering if we could stay in your barn, which is over there, if that's okay with you.
Oh, I'm sure it would be fine with me, and my husband is out taking care of the livestock, getting them in. This storm sort of snuck up on us, unfortunately. My name is Paulina, by the way. Anyway, please sit down. We'll help you. I'm sure he'll help your friends, because he's going to be heading back to the barn any second now, anyway. So,
Excellent.
please take a seat.
Meanwhile, I could call them.
So as you say that, she shuffles off to the kitchen.
I'm still in the doorway. I'm not going inside yet.
Meanwhile, in the barn, the front door, the opposite door from the one that you guys entered in, opens up, and you hear "ma, ma, ma,
I'm missing the animals.
Dancing lights
as
are
a
still
bunch
up.
of sheep are sort of
the dancing
shoved
lights are still
into the place by a guy with with a shepherd's stick.
Crook, yeah.
Which definitely has a name. Crook, yeah. And all right, get in, there you are, that's better. And he comes inside and closes the door and then looks up and sees you.
Good evening.
Oh,
sir.
and you see a quite old man. He's sort of got a bit of a hunch, but he's got a farmer's body, so big old upper body and a little bit of a beer belly. Wearing a big hat and parts of his beard are like frozen from the cold outside. And he puts the sheep in their indoor pens and looks over. Oh, well, this is a surprise. I don't know what his voice is. It's gonna be this from now on. This is a surprise. I see you've taken refuge from the storm in my barn. May I ask who you are?
We're so sorry.
Sorry, we are...
Our friend, we're with someone. I think he went to your house. We're just traveling. We got caught in the storm.
Sure, it snuck up on us as well, and all my babies here, they're all fine, though, and he, reaches over and pats one of the sheep.
I would also like to do an insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
I do not trust strange men. Oh, that was not ideal at all.
Well, we are
Insight,
wearing
and I only got a 15.
Legion outfits.
We are wearing
Okay.
Shadow Legion outfits, yeah.
Yeah.
He seems, surprised that somebody's in his barn, but has, based on what you can tell, he is telling you that he was shocked by the storm and also surprised that there are people in his barn. Well, you said you had a... oh, sorry, let me introduce myself. My name is Samuel. This is my farm, and if you said you had a friend who went to the house.
We got caught in the storm. We lost track of him, but I believe he said he found the house that this barn belonged to. We were going to ask permission to stay here. You beat him back to us.
You need not stay here in the barn like the animals. Come on, please follow me. I will. Let's go back to my house. There's plenty of tea and warm things to eat and partake of there. And you can stay out of the cold until this storm passes, and you could be on your way. And he turns and just sort of heads to the door, starts opening, looks back.
That's awfully kind of you to reach out to pure strangers like this.
Yes, well, there are, we don't see very many people here. People ignore our farm. There's a whole story behind. Just, let's go have some tea and we can talk about it, eh?
Okay. Thank you.
I would really like some tea, y'all.
Before Nala leaves the barn, she's going to tap another 5th level and re-up her seeming disguise. Because I'm certain.
Okay, it hasn't been 8 hours.
Oh, okay. I thought enough time has passed for it.
I thought you just did it the first day.
I've been doing it every morning,
Oh.
and I assumed we had through the storm.
Okay.
Only been a day, but
But you follow him? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you follow him, and he sort of leads you. Now, don't get too far behind. Visibility is obviously very terrible here. And he leads you, trudging through the snow to the porch and up into it. And Kieran, as you're sitting there, or standing there, the door opens behind you, and in comes this old man, and the rest of your party. And Samuel, says, "Oh, excuse me, you must be their friends.
Kieran de Wounded.
Good to meet you. And could you please
Please.
move a little forward? We've got to fit everyone in." And everybody comes in, and they close the door behind him. All right, Paulina, have you got tea on for them? And Paulina from the kitchen says, "Oh yes, it's in process. We'll have it out there in a jiffy." And Samuel says, "Well, please take off your shoes. We don't want to track all that snow in here. And please sit wherever you wish. I'm going to make sure the fireplace is going."
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Does he leave, or do we get out of his eyesight?
Yeah, he heads to the living room to
Okay.
check on the fireplace.
So I nudge Kieran, and I nod my head yes, and I shake my head no, and
I
I
go-
raise my eyebrows.
I do like the lady, the this, and I go, yes, and then I go straight, and I go, I don't know about the dude, but the lady, yes. Lady, yes.
Amazing.
Okay.
You hear a whistling tea kettle in the other room, and then you hear, which is my water pouring noise. And eventually Samuel comes back, wiping his hands. Well, the fire's going nice and strong, but what are you all standing in the doorway for? Please sit. We've got couches and chairs. I'll bring out a little tea table. How about that? He goes and finds a coffee table to bring out.
I can't take
which
my
wasn't there
shoes
before,
off.
but for some reason.
You what?
Do you take seats?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Do we take our shoes off?
Yeah, yes?
I
I
can't.
don't want to track mud all over the house.
Why can't you take
I'll
your
just
shoes
be
off?
rude.
It's an illusion.
Cause what?
It's an illusion. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try not to take my shoes off. I'm gonna try and.
Good lord, Nala.
I take my shoes
Okay.
off.
But you head in, you sit down. Nala, you try and find a chair sort of closest to the entryway, the mudroom,
Yeah.
and sit. And in comes Paulina with a tray with a teapot in the center and multiple cups that are currently empty and sugar and milk and things, and sets them down. And she says, well, we have a quite fine selection of teas. I like to collect them when I can get the chance, so please just take your pick and we'll get started. Anyway. Ooh, biscuits. And she heads off to the kitchen again.
Just say get started.
Get started with what?
It's dinner.
With us?
Tea?
No, I was thinking, like,
With
have
company
you not
and conversation.
had guests in a while?
And Samuel speaks up and has pulled a chair out and like a pipe that he's sort of packing. To be honest, no, not really.
Nala,
As I mentioned, there's a bit of a story behind it.
Oh yeah.
So what is the story with your farm? And as I'm talking, I'm like getting tea. I'm not being rude.
We're all drinking.
Accepting the gift.
I'm just holding it
anyone
in my
not drinking?
hands.
He lights
I'm
his
not
pipe.
gonna drink it.
I'm
My hands are cold.
I'm gonna.
Chara's
I'll
definitely
I'll
drinking
some
tea.
I'll drink tea. Yeah.
Everybody is drinking tea.
Okay.
I
Oh
trust
yeah, you
Lynn.
are cold, Lynn. Yeah.
The tea is good. It's nice, varying types of tea, different. Generally black tea, but with different flowers and things in it to make different flavors. The biscuits are also brought out as Samuel finishes lighting his pipe and then says, well, I don't recognize you, but I don't see very many people. Are you from Talor?
We are new representatives of the Shadow Legionaries. We're actually patrolling the area.
The Legion?
Does this guy have crazy eyes?
Does he have
Like,
crazy
does he have the
eyes?
eye thing that we noticed about other Shadow Legionarians that can
I'll
see?
make a perception check.
14.
You can't see any blue ring on his eyes, no. Yes. Well, welcome, I guess, but you may have noticed that if you're new, not sure why you're here or whatever, but that's, I suppose, your business, but people are not super kind to outsiders here. Well, we tend to take issue with that view of other people. And other people here on Talor, standard fare of civilians, take issue with us not taking issue with outsiders. So, when we see people in need of help, we try to help them. Storms here are very bad, of course, as you can see. I'm surprised I'm keeping sheep, really. But they're doing fine. They're warm with their wool.
So I suppose it gives you a nice amount of wool to keep warm with.
and do our best to sell it. Unfortunately, difficult when people don't like us, but the Shadow Legion tends to support us, at least. So there's that. Sell lots of wool to them, which they then either resell or make into their own things. And Paulina comes in and sits down. Yes, the Shadow Legion is quite nice. There's an outpost not, a few days' travel to the south, about a day out from Silent Dale, which is the next town to the south.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Yes, we're meant to go to that outpost.
That makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, please, biscuits. And she has brought out a wide assortment of cookies and things.
My
and
gosh.
meringues.
Awesome. Sharon's been
Yes.
eating dried fruit for like a week.
Yeah, and dried fish for Nala, so yeah, this is nice.
So you partake, and Samuel eventually says, So, may I ask? I know you say you're new legionnaires, though I've not heard that term used for Shadow Legion grunts, if you excuse the term.
I didn't like that term, so I'm trying to...
Well, they're not called that. I'm looking
Shadow
up my
Grunt.
documents to find what they're actually called, you see. One moment. Where is it?
I like grunt.
Here it is.
It's like Pokemon.
Well, they're called protections, basically.
Well, clearly we're new at this because we don't know the correct terminology.
We're originally from the islands, so there's a little bit more. There's a different terminology that's used there.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Now, what might bring a group of people to Talor of all places from the other islands to join the Shadow Legion?
Well, they were requesting a little bit of extra assistance. Apparently there's been like more bandits and just trouble happening along the passageways, so they're asking for more help from other sanctions of the Shadow Legion.
I see.
And we were the only suckers dumb enough to hop on over to the table.
Well, I appreciate the moral goodness that you are displaying, I suppose. I have heard word from the Shadow Legion members who patrol the road nearby that yes, there have been worsening problems along the road. It's a little disturbing, but I'm glad to have more help, I suppose. Anyway, it's getting late afternoon. I need to go continue taking care of the animals and whatnot. I will be back later.
Who's that,
I'm
Sam?
sure they can. Yes, Samuel's lower voice, and says, "I'm sure they can stay with us. We have a guest room, correct, Paulina?" And Paulina says, "Oh yes, of course. That's perfectly fine. Wouldn't want them sleeping in the barn." She sort of chuckles, and Samuel says, "All right, I'm back out into the cold. Wish me luck." Finishes his pipe.
Do you want to help him? Should we help him? Should someone help him?
Would you need assistance with any of your work?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I do this by myself all the time. I will be fine.
It's extraordinarily kind of you to allow us to stay in your home. If there's anything we can do to assist you this evening, please do not hesitate to ask us.
If I think of anything, I will let you know. And he heads out into the cold again.
Shara's allergic
Paulina's
to snow.
That sucks.
Paulina's like, well, meet up. We will have a proper dinner here in a little while, too. I think I can put something nice on.
If you want any help with the cooking, let us know.
Ooh, that might be fun. I've not had help in the kitchen in a while. He takes care of the animals, and I cook, so it's a give and take, but every once in a while it could be a little helpful, especially if I'm preparing for so many people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We should earn our keep somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Very kind strangers. Coming all the way from the north. Tell me, what's it like? I've never left Talor.
Really?
What's the rest of Venevra like? Yes.
There's no fog.
Well, it can be really beautiful at times, but right now I don't know if you've heard, things are in a bit of a state of flux recently.
Oh, well.
So
I don't get much news or anything out here. We get what the Shadow Legion lets us know about along the road. And But that's mostly local things.
Yeah, there's...
Problems abound here enough, I think.
Sure. Yeah, the rest of Venebra, it's, like I said, it's normally very lovely when it's not war-torn, so...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That is upsetting to
There's
hear.
been some disputes of power happening over the last couple of years, and they're just coming to a head at this point, so... But
That is upsetting. Well, I hope they solve it soon, I suppose.
That'd be nice. So you've never left Talor?
No, I was born here. I was born in Silent Tale, actually. Ended up getting a farm. And yes, that's where I'm at. And it's not a terribly exciting life, I suppose, but at least it's comfortable for the most part.
For sure. I've just heard like that Talor itself can be at least an island that's simply the island itself is full of exciting things that happen. Not necessarily that the day-to-day stuff is.
We've had our fair share of interesting incidents on the farm, that's for sure. Luckily, both myself and Samuel can handle ourselves.
Well, like what's happened?
Maybe used to be a little better at it. We're getting a little old at this point, but we can still handle ourselves, and hopefully the Shadow Legion takes care of people on this island generally. And various monsters, beasts you've never heard of, and losing livestock in that sort of way, but generally, mostly bestial problems, I would say. Human bandits don't seem to bother with us very much, luckily. I don't think they'd want to keep a farm, I suppose.
Of course. What kind of beast problems have you run into?
Well, bizarre worm things with lots of legs. Strange, like froggy monsters.
What is she doing?
Jam is clawing the couch behind me. I'm so sorry.
Get her! The couch!
And there's just a lot of... They're few and far between, luckily for us, but... Yes.
I mean,
huge wolves and bears and things as well, standard fare.
The worm beasts sound downright horrifying.
Weird. Yes, I wasn't a fan of the worm beasts.
I mean, I'm sure we could take them down, but that just sounds unfortunate.
Yes. Anyway, I should get started on some sort of meal. Would you care to help me?
You.
Absolutely.
So as the evening progresses...
Chop, chop.
You are in a very nice warm house with... Samuel eventually comes back inside and says, all right, that's taken care of. Animals are all safe and sound and fed. What's for dinner? Y'all help make basically a sort of stew. And she takes into account the vegetarianism that exists as well and makes sort of two different one-pot meals that are warm. Extremely nice and warm and
amazing.
Hot. There's some like cornbread made, and
hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starving. Why am I describing food? But yeah, it doesn't seem like they are malicious based on what you can tell. The food is very nice if you partake.
What was the decor of this house? Is it like frontier cabin, or is it like really nice? Like
kitschy grandma.
Okay. Do they have like
mixed with farmhouse?
Gotcha.
And like the house itself feels real.
Yeah.
Okay.
You touch the walls to make sure.
Like I'm just we've had
there is a
number
restroom
of
in this
shit
house
done
too.
to
That's
our brains.
or privy. Can you?
I don't have any reason to. No, I'm not going to do detect magic.
All right. There's no books.
I'm going to buy it.
Is there a bookshelf around here? I'm looking at Sarah's thing and I want to ask, is there books around? Is there like a bookshelf in this house?
There is a bookshelf. There's a study and family room that you can go and peruse. Most of these are sort of fictional. There's also like a vague history of Talor book. It's not called The Vague History of Talor, but it's called...
Just like a
It's
history.
it's like what might count as a children's history book. Like, you flip through it and it talks about from...
The illustrated Talor.
Yeah, it's like from Exime through now, basically.
Nothing
so
about
it's a lot
the
of
mist.
stuff you already know.
Nothing about the mist in this kid's
It
book.
says, as you flip through it, you can find that there is... The mist appeared when the shadow took residence in Exime.
Okay. Thank you,
And
book.
the
Which
Shadow was
was-
the original leader of the Shadow Legion,
The shadow is the leader of the shadow.
but now that's just become a title more than a person.
We don't know.
I guess we don't know that. That's what I was led to assume, I guess, by Silric. I don't know if that's...
He did say he assumed that.
Okay. Just to make sure I wasn't remembering that wrong. Okay.
Sorry, let me find
I love kids' books.
another thing. Where is it? I need to organize this way better.
I like this house. It's a nice house.
Thank you, she says. From the other room, or stands next to you as you read through
as
the
I'm going
thing.
through
I think it was like a couple hundred years ago, or a few hundred years ago, when the shadow took up residence, and when Vesa was given back to Handere, and the Shadow Legion took Talor. That's when the mist appeared, and when the shadow took up residence in Exime. I just can't find the original history document, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know where it went. I'm annoyed about that. But oh well. So yeah, that's what you find out. Other than that, it goes through sort of recent history is just very vague political notes, like it is organized into a sort of republic. You have to do your civic duty and vote, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that the shadow isn't a dictator. But it's pretty vague. The other books are a lot of farming stuff, including some magical techniques in farming, like in order to help plants grow, some druidic stuff, which is pretty interesting, but pretty weirdly dense.
Yeah.
Cool.
And a lot of fiction books as well, which I have mentioned 3 times now for some reason.
I like that. Druidic agriculture. That's so cool.
It's like finding out that agriculture is a major you like can and should take
Yeah.
to do farming stuff.
Oh my god.
That's cool. If we stay multiple days, Nala will probably read about that Druidic agriculture.
But
let's have
as
dinner.
the evening goes down and you eat dinner, you have pleasant conversation with Samuel and Paulina. They're just nice. And over the evening, you can see they do not have a ring around their eyes.
Amazingly, we found the 2 non-xenophobic old people that have ever existed.
Right.
Hell of a country, Taylor.
And they sort of lead you upstairs as the evening comes to a close. You spend, people who want to, Samuel brings out like a fiddle.
Fun.
And Paulina brings out like a guitar, and they sort of start jamming in the evening as sort of whiskey and whatnot is poured as well.
I will absolutely join them in on that.
This
How
is
sweet.
So you can jam with them here in the evening.
Oh my god!
This is when Nala steps out to do a refresh on her seaming, and then steps
Oh
back
my
in.
god. I thought you were gonna say you were gonna start singing.
No, yes.
All right, Elsa.
Like they're gonna kick us out.
Does it again. Comes back in, starts
out of
singing.
Oh my god.
You start singing. It is a jam session of folk music, so actually you're pretty fine here.
No rolls
Jam
allowed.
sessions of folk music become cacophonous, loud things pretty quickly, but they're really fun. And you have a good evening of jamming and drinking if you want to partake in some of that. It's cheap booze, but they've got some and it's fun.
Do a little bit of drinking.
Yeah. This
And-
is too sweet to not partake in it.
And as the night goes by, Samuel gets a little too in his cups, and Paulina's like, maybe we should call it a night, Samuel. And Samuel's like, I could still play. And he starts playing fiddle, and it's like a little disjointed at this point. She's like, all right, my dear, one more. And you all sort of play one more. And then Samuel's like, I should probably go to sleep. And
Well played.
water is offered around.
Yeah.
And then they lead you upstairs. There's sort of a couple guest rooms upstairs. One that looks to be what used to be a children's room. And then the actual guest room. And Paulina, who led you up because Samuel passed out downstairs in their house, says, well, you can borrow beds. There's a bed in the guest room and a bed in over there, and floors are available, and it's all like carpeted
I'll
and
take a
nice,
floor.
like it's genuinely, I guess.
Nala will sleep on the floor.
I'm sure we'll figure out the sleeping arrangements.
Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sleep well.
Thank you.
And she heads downstairs, leaving all of you
Yay.
upstairs on the second level. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Who wants to sleep where?
I don't.
Are there like family photos on the walls or portraits or whatever?
You don't see any family photos or portraits, actually. They don't seem to have very many of those. There's lots of kitschy cow models and things like that, but...
Weird that they have a children's bedroom, but no pictures of their children.
Well, maybe they grew up and moved out.
Well, maybe there's a
maybe-
sad backstory to that child
Yeah.
that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah. I don't have any pictures from my sad backstory. I can definitely understand not wanting any. But I because she offered us the bed in the other room, right?
She did.
In the children's bedroom. I'll just kind of poke my head in,
Okay.
see what's
You poke
up.
your head in. There is a sort of twin-sized bed, a bedside table, a sort of dresser and vanity sort of set up there. It seems very clean and well taken care of.
But there's no like
but
toys
colorful.
or anything like that.
Not that you see that are out or anything. It just clearly that's a smaller person who slept there, and it's just a smaller room. It's a smaller room, and it's much more colorful. The walls are sort of colored.
I mean, I don't know if we're all planning on going into one room, but if we need to separate, I can take the smaller bedroom. I'm okay with that.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I'm fine with sleeping on the floor.
You can always split 2 and 3 as well.
Yeah.
We're more comfortable with that.
No, this carpet's actually quite comfortable up here. I can easily.
I just know it's going to fit 5, especially
Yeah.
5, 3 of which are very big.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's a farmhouse. It's not that. It's not a huge house.
So I think, yeah.
But you can squeeze in. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go ahead and if anyone wants to join me in the other bedroom, that's fine.
Yeah, you take the
I
bed.
don't
I'll
want to
take the
crowd
floor.
in this space.
I prefer to stay with Kieran.
I'll be in. Yeah, I'll be in the guest room with Shar and Kieran on the floor.
Okay.
All right. So Lillian, when you head into the children's room.
Taco.
Are there
And then it's nighttime.
locks on these doors?
Are there locks in the doors?
Can we lock the door?
There are locks. They're very simple. One that you can maybe jimmy with a knife.
Like you want to lock
and
it.
when I'm nervous, I have to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna run to the
All right,
bathroom.
Kieran. I will.
In game and out of game, Kieran has to pee.
Okay, Kieran, you head down. No, all right. Well,
Lock the door
just-
as Kieran leaves. Just kidding.
yes, Lillian.
No, I'm debating whether or not to do something, just because I'm curious, but I don't think it's actually going to do anything. So ignore me for right now.
Okay.
Well, let me.
All right. So it is nighttime. Kieran went downstairs to use the privy. I'm putting it in game because you said it was.
Because he's nervous. Kieran, much like me, pees when he's nervous.
Okay. You head downstairs. It's a very dark house
God,
at
if something
night.
happens to me because I made him go to the bathroom.
And you sort of sneak downstairs. The stairs are a bit like an old house might be. You turn the corner and you head to the privy. You close the door. Light you've taken a wall candle, I'll say, down with you.
Can't see in the dark anymore.
Yeah, right.
And you use the privy. You hear some slight snoring from the room next to you because there's a wall in between you and Paulina and Samuel's room.
Right.
You use it. You head back upstairs, trying not to make much noise, and you head back into the guest room.
Without incident.
Without incident.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Does the children's room feel off at all?
Does it feel bad?
Make an insight check.
Are there skeletons in the closet? Can I go check?
We need a skull.
Make an investigation
check. Yeah.
Okay.
We're down the
My
skeleton.
insight check was 28.
28. Feels like a bedroom.
Okay. It's a 22.
With a 28, you can also tell maybe they don't come in here that much.
Excellent. Okay, this is just a sad room then. It's not a bad room, it's a sad room.
And what'd you get, Win, for checking for literal skeletons in the closet?
22.
Literal skeletons.
There is a closet. You open it up. There are some toys. There's also, you find some papers and drawings. You will then find underneath, there's sort of this box that has a lock on it. A sort of strong box with a lock, like one of the padlocks. That's what it's called. There's a padlock locking a box underneath a box filled with sort of children's drawings and whatnot.
Wow.
Including the classic daddy, mommy, me sort of thing.
Oh,
And you see him this child practicing the writing, and you can see that it says Sammy Jr.
Junior.
hate
I
it.
don't like this anymore.
Well, we're in the other room. So
I'll leave the
just
box
kidding.
where it is for right now.
Yep, I don't need to know what's in there.
All right.
It's just more sadness.
sad room.
All right.
I will also sleep on the floor.
Oh my god.
Okay. You sleep on the floor.
I feel bad touching the bed.
Being in the bed.
I feel bad, man.
I'm like,
That's
they obviously
part
don't
two.
touch the bed. I don't want to. I'm like, the carpeting is cushy. This is better than the forest floor, tundra, permafrost floor that we've been sleeping on for the last how long?
The first half of this campaign is feels bad, man. The second half of this campaign is I feel bad.
I feel bad, man.
I feel bad, man.
It all comes
Yes.
back to children. That's all it is.
Does anyone else, Shar and Nala, do you do anything?
I wouldn't do
Before you
any
fall asleep.
enchanting inside the house.
I mean, I don't have to really enchant it, do I? It's just...
Basically, what's happening now with the healing potion is you're waiting for the mixture to ferment
Okay.
or
But
whatever. Like you're just letting the herbs sit.
Okay,
and
but I'm
stuff
still
right now.
but I'm still working on it 2 hours a night, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you have to make sure it's right,
Okay.
and you have to then measure extra herbs. But it's
If
not.
that's all,
It's not like
if
you
that's
need a
all I'm
fire
doing, then
anymore.
I'll
or
do
anything.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also probably a
So
little
cool.
drunk, so I wouldn't do enchanting tonight.
Drunk on cheap whiskey
I'm
and
so
fiddle music.
close to this potion being done. I have like 7...
So you all eventually drift to sleep, and you awaken.
Yay! We
In
were
the same
killed in our
place where we
sleep.
fell asleep.
Yeah, we were
In the
killed
same
our
place
sleep.
where you fell asleep.
Excellent.
Wow.
Good news all around.
The blizzard has subsided. You did sort of fall asleep to the whistling winds because it did last into the night. But the blizzard has subsided. You open the windows, you throw back the curtains, and there's this fresh layer of snow. Some of the trees and stuff look nice that you can see within 30 feet, covered in snow. You see a squirrel come out for just a second and then go right back in, noticeably cold. And it's cold in this room now, but you hear some sort of rustling downstairs, and you smell a bit, sniff a bit, and you smell sort of that smoke from the fireplace being started in the morning. I'm speaking from experience about how you wake up in a farmhouse when you have wood heat. It's cold.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then you hope your dad wakes up before you and lights the goddamn fire. But there was a time when I woke up at the same time as my dad, so it was real cold. Anyway, the fireplace is being started. The child's room is right next to where the fireplace is too, or where the chimney is, so you actually are getting a little more warmth in that room already. But the people in the guest room are pretty chilly. But you wake up, it is a morning. You hear those, or smell that smell, and you hear some sounds of movement downstairs. What would you like to do?
Starting my day, 5th level, seeming on myself again to put on my disguise.
Nala, maybe we should rethink this once we get out of here. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're gonna run into bigger issues than just you being a Dragonborn.
Well, again, with this continent being known for its xenophobia, I haven't seen any other Dragonborn species around, so
I suppose.
I think this is, while you might see as unnecessary, I think is a very necessary precaution.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're not, like, just ashamed of being a Dragonborn.
Oh, no, never. I'm just trying not to have any bad incidents occur because of my presence.
Yeah.
I'm starving. I'm ready for some of her cooking.
Yeah.
All right, so you head out. Lilia and Wynn, do you do anything different as the rest of them have left into the thing? So, all right, so you all head out and down the stairs, and Samuel is nowhere to be seen, but Paulina is there and says, "Oh, good morning. I'm just about to put some coffee, and I've got some eggs and things that we can whip up in a jiff." And points to Lilia. "You were a big help last night. You want to come help me
Absolutely.
make some breakfast for everyone?"
Absolutely.
You head over. It's standard breakfast fare. So bacon, sausage, eggs. Sausage they made themselves. Ooh. Bacon is also from their farm. I'm just craving my mom's farm cooking. But you make some excellent food, and you put some greenery in the eggs, and it's just good stuff. And you all settle down for the meal, and Samuel eventually comes back in the front door. "Oh, God, it's a cold one out there, Paulina." Takes off his huge coat. "But the animals are all happily prancing through the snow as they are wont to do. We're going to have to move the sheep again this afternoon, and I may need your help for that." And Paulina says, "Oh, I'll be there. That's easy enough." Anyways, come get some breakfast. You all sit down. Samuel, as he snarfs some eggs into his mouth. "So, what are all your plans then from here on out? You said you were traveling. I'm assuming you'll continue heading, of course."
Yes, we are on a slight bit of a time crunch. But we need to. I mean, eventually, we're passing through the one small town whose name I've promptly forgotten.
Silent Dale, yes.
Yes,
if you're new here, it makes sense. This is not, a well-known place. Silent Dale is the next town to your south.
Perfect.
To the south, relatively nice little town.
Oh, good. I'm excited to get to see it. But then eventually we are to make our way down to the up, I suppose, to the capital.
It's down. It's south.
I don't know which way.
Yeah, you've been headed south the whole way.
I don't know which way she's going. I'm assuming Lilia has a little bit of a better idea.
The capital. Wow. I've been there once or twice. It's a magnificent city. Much of the original architecture from many thousands of years ago is still maintained, and including that old castle there. Wonderful sight. Tourist destination now, of course, but yes, that castle is a magnificent thing of beauty in the center of the city. That's where the shadow resides now.
For sure, absolutely.
Fun.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Most people aren't allowed into the inner section, but there's a whole outer section that they've turned into a museum of arts and antiquities and things. It's very nice. I highly recommend checking it out if you are when you're in the area.
Yeah, if we have time to, we'll definitely make sure to take a look at it. But that's pretty much where our final destination, not final destination, but current destination is heading towards.
Well, no one wants to talk about their final destination.
Been too close a few too many times.
Sorry to hear that. I hope that doesn't happen too often. But
Well, it happened one time.
you look like you lead rough and tumble lives.
Makes things a little more exciting.
That's for sure, but I'll take my peaceful farm life, I think.
As you do. Before we head back out, I'm not exactly. We haven't discussed when exactly we'll be leaving. But do you need any other? Do you need assistance with anything else before we are on our way?
The only job we have today, unfortunately, is I have to take care of some wool stuff, but the other thing is moving the sheep. But that's in the afternoon. We have to let them eat what they've got for now. But that's in the afternoon. And if you have a time crunch, I wouldn't impose on you to stick around to move sheep. It's really only a 2-person job anyway. And my lovely wife here can help out perfectly fine.
Can I insight check this?
Sure.
Yeah. That's my insight checks have been either really good or really bad. I rolled a natural 1, so a 12.
Hard to read.
Yeah. Okay.
Former father. He'll know.
Should we try as well?
Right. Well, I mean, we haven't.
I was gonna say, is that you asking me to do it? Former father.
I mean, you can. One other person can try.
Yeah, I'll do it. As a former father.
Okay.
I've got a
There
24.
we go.
He's it's a 2-person job to move the sheep. Yeah. And it is happening in the afternoon.
Man whose children are probably also dead alone.
You don't know.
Oh, I'm sad.
Anyway, what would you like to do in the morning? It's a pretty peaceful morning here in the thing. What would you like to do? What would you like to ask? What you doing?
Should we ask them anything?
I wouldn't want to overstay.
Probably help tidy up breakfast before we
Yeah,
head
help
out.
clean up the house.
Should we
and
give
then
them
we'll-
5 gold because they fed us?
We may. I don't have that kind of money.
You don't have that kind of money?
I actually no. Nala would give money. Let me see how.
And they, of course, as you try and give money, go, "Oh no, it's not necessary. It's absolutely not. It's on us, and it was wonderful having visitors again. I haven't had a night like that," says Samuel. Well, in a long time.
Aw.
Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Well, we haven't had a night like that in a long time either, Samuel. So thank you, and thank you both so much for housing us last night. It's really, truly such a kind thing to do.
Paulina says, "Oh, it's. I mean, we've been just the two of us for a while, so it's nice to have visitors." So she's like taking the plates in, and you're washing dishes.
At least they have each other.
Are we heading out?
Yeah,
I think
I
we are.
would say
Doing that
goodbye.
awkward Midwestern
after cleaning
goodbye, like, "Oh,
cleaning
it's
up
good to
the
see you."
house
Yeah.
and resetting the guest room and stuff. We'll head our way.
All right. You say your goodbyes. Both of them sort of stand at the door and wave you off and say, "If you're ever around here again, you can always find a place at our table," says Paulina.
Absolutely. Thank both so
Samuel
much.
says, "Of course."
It's like one of those things where, like, after you leave a dinner and you're walking away, it's like you're silent for, like, the first 50 feet. And then it's just like,
Talking shit
Yep.
about the food.
no, it was just like, oh my god. Oh my god, that was so sad. Oh, that room.
What room?
The child's room. Oh.
Yeah,
the
we
room
found
you stayed in.
children's stuff in the closet and looked old.
Oh no, we love children.
No, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, Lilia?
Sure.
Oh, boy. They were so sweet. I just don't know how to...
Sorry, your life is so sad.
They seem to be doing the best that they can with it. But Jesus Christ.
Who?
Never mind. I haven't gotten to him yet. Originally, I was going to start my own religion, and then this whole, like, end of the world thing happened, which honestly might be a really great time to start a new religion, get everyone believing that the end of the world is going to happen if they just worship this one person.
That would be a great way to get rich if we were that kind of assholes.
Yeah, we should just abandon everything and do a get-rich-quick scheme instead.
Uh-oh, it's going to be like the new Brian David Gilbert video.
The what?
Get rich quick by being your own boss.
Oh.
It's amazing.
What?
And horrifying, and you should look it up. Anyway,
We love MLMs.
you walk.
Press on southward.
No, this is a short horror film that was written by Brian David Gilbert.
Oh.
No, I was making...
I thought you were talking about like a YouTube video.
Well, it is a YouTube video. It's a short horror film.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
That's really sort of also funny.
I assumed
it's
it was
horror
someone
comedy. It's very
making a
well done.
parody of people who do MLMs. That's what I wasn't accusing the person of doing the MLM themselves.
That's the basic idea, yeah. But it ends up being really weird and really cool. Anyway, you head back to the road, which isn't far from the farmhouse, really, and you get your bearings and start heading south again. Somebody please roll a D10 for me.
I'll do it this time.
Jason,
I'll do it this time.
Jason, the reason I'm doing it this way, and you will know, is because they have been doing it in Critical Role. I think it's a really cool
really
way
fun.
of doing travel.
It's really fun.
It's a 2.
A 2. So as this day goes by, you follow the path, and it is a remarkably peaceful day
Oh, excellent.
on the road.
Hooray.
I love that.
No threes.
That's fucking, it's lit.
Go team.
Any sight of the owl around?
And I would say, since you had to stop a little halfway through the previous day, you have about 3 days left till Silentdale.
Okay.
Oh my god.
3 days until we get to the next
The outpost.
First town.
Yeah, the town.
Okay.
Silentdale.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh my
sweet.
god.
It's a ways away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
And I'm trying to make travel interesting by having things.
That's perfect.
if we're camping, Nala will get
Except today, because you rolled everything goes fine.
Yeah.
as we camp that night, I'll get started on a necrotic arrow for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
So you set up camp
One more day on my healing potion.
for the night. Let's bring it down to 2 watches, just to make it streamlined a bit. So 4 hours and 4 hours. This is mainly possible because you have Shar.
I'll take the first roll.
So Shar has to take one of
Okay,
them.
I will take one of them. I'll take the second one.
All right. Cool.
Oh, that's not bad. 18.
18. This time, you are sitting there, and you swear you hear... and that's it. To the south.
Like,
A ways away.
all I get.
I would let everyone sleep, and I would wake up Shar when my time ends.
You're going to tell me,
I would let Shar know I might have heard something from the south.
but you don't know what it was. It was
Don't
just
know
like
what
a
it
random
was.
noise.
Yeah.
And well, last night I didn't hear anything, so that's
Well, we were sleeping indoors last night.
okay. 2 nights ago, I didn't hear anything, so that's news. Okay.
All right. Nala, you head to bed around the campfire. You're all sleeping very close to the campfire, especially, and the difference between last night and tonight is pretty astounding.
Yeah.
It's much colder here.
My carpet.
Shar, please make a perception
That
check.
is a 21.
21. The owl lands like directly in front of you and goes whoo, 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 and sort of hops in the direction of the road and sort of, if an owl could point south. and flutters its wings.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my bow and stand up and kind of try to sneakily move in that direction. So I don't know if he's trying to show me something or if he's saying someone's coming. So I'm just gonna try and be subtle about moving over there in case he's saying someone's there.
Okay, so staying within 30 feet, the owls sort of hop flying that direction.
Yeah.
So funny to think of.
You make a stealth check as you go.
$31.
Okay, so you are very stealthy as you make your way, and the owl sort of gets to the road, and then holds up one feather,
This is a
and then
very
flies
smart
south.
owl.
It's a fucking smart ass owl.
And then you wait there unless you do something.
It takes off into the sky, or it's like
Nope, just goes south
Like-
out of your 30 feet range.
I'll try and, but I don't see anyone or anything.
No, it held up one feather and then flew to the south.
On what? I'm gonna. If I run after him, can I still see him, or is he gone now?
You run. You're probably 100, 200, maybe 300 feet from the camp now, which you can't see behind you. And you're just sort of alone.
But I don't see the owl
in the
anymore.
darkness and the fog, and you don't see the owl. Until the owl comes flying out and sort of gives you a look, a furrowed brow look.
What? You're confused with me? What?
Yeah,
What?
and holds up one
What?
feather
What?
again, and you hear a voice. You hear a voice in your head that says, "Oh well, check it out tomorrow," and the owl disappears.
What?
Wait, oh well, check it out tomorrow, or I will check it out tomorrow.
Oh well, check it out tomorrow.
I love this owl.
Did I recognize the voice at all?
You have not
Male
heard this voice
voice,
before.
female, ambiguous. What?
I would say feminine, leaning masculine. It's somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
But probably leaning feminine. I would say.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. If I don't see anything glancing south, I don't see anything.
You see fog 30 feet in front of you.
Okay, then I'm going to try and go back to camp.
Okay, make a survival check.
$26.
Easily enough, you find your way back. You follow your own footsteps through the snow and get back to camp.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just wait for everyone else to wake up. I guess.
Okay. And you wait throughout the night as the sun comes up. It's a standard human thing to go.
Just like a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, you figure that out through your ruminations through the night. The owl seemed to be giving you a human-like symbol to wait for a second.
But fine, whatever.
Char's anxious.
Okay, well, we'll try in the morning, apparently, so.
But everybody, you wake up.
Good morning. Seeming.
Y'all, the owl talked to me last night.
What do you mean
What?
the owl talked to you last night?
Kind of. So he...
Well, it's rooted at
What
me
did it
before.
say?
No, like, it messaged me. It communicated with me for the first time.
Like
It-
with words?
It said, we'll try in the morning.
Try what?
I don't know. It was like it wanted to show me something, but for whatever reason, it didn't work.
Did it, like, just talk to you? Like,
So it appeared, and it looked frantic. And so I thought maybe, like, we were being attacked or something. So I, like, grabbed my bow and I ran out to the road, and I didn't see anything. And the owl, like, kind of, like, looked expectant, and then, like, kind of, like, hold on a second, and, like, flew away. And I went after it, and then it showed up again. Like, and then it said, like, I heard a voice in my head that said, "Oh well, we'll try in the morning."
In the morning.
Or try tomorrow, whatever it said. I don't know. That's all I know.
Do we see the owl?
Did it-
now?
Did it maybe...
Make a perception check, Nala.
That's not mine. Ah, that's a 1. See nothing.
Nope. No owl.
No, I can't see shit.
Your eyes are filled with eye gunk. You're like, ugh.
Under the
Dragonborn
mask.
get massive eye gunk.
Underneath the
I
mask,
mean-
so it's like,
Should we maybe try to go where the owl, like, tried to lead you to yesterday?
I'll show you, but I mean, yeah.
It was just south on the road.
Yeah, I bring them out and I point. I say it pointed in that direction, and then I ran up there, and it said, "We'll try tomorrow."
Isn't that
Or
the,
we'll
the
look
direction
tomorrow.
Isn't that the direction that we're trying to go anyway?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
But now
Well,
it's
let's
making me worried that there's something here that we're just missing. If that makes any sense, like
I
something
mean-
we were about to pass by that it wants to make sure we did not.
I can, as we're walking, south, I can use my new fancy eyesight.
Ooh, yeah. Also, I
see
forgot to mark off rations. Hang on.
oh,
if anything is
we ate
hungry.
our dried food.
Yeah, I mean, maybe right now wouldn't be a bad time. I know it doesn't last that long.
But yeah, I mean, do you want me to see if if there's anything that like I can possibly see? It's not my favorite thing to do first thing in the morning, but I mean if you're worried that we're missing something.
Cameron, we're right where the owl was, right? Like we're right in the same area.
I mean, it came up to you. You only went maybe 300 feet south on the road. And the owl may have flown a little farther when you chased after it, or hesitated to chase after it and then went after. So you don't know exactly how far, but it doesn't seem like it was that far from your camp.
Okay.
Maybe we should break down camp, and then once we start traveling, Lilia can do her ability.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I'll do
I
it
don't
like
know.
right before we leave, and I don't know. Maybe I'll like jog instead of walking, so I can try to gather as much information as fast as possible.
Okay, so you break down camp, and you head back to the road. You were only a little while off of it, of course, just like usual. And you begin heading south.
And still no sign of owl, or
You do not see an owl anywhere.
I don't know what to
You can
do
only
with
see
this
30 feet.
information.
We, as we're walking south, like around the area that like Shaw was in, we don't see anything yet, do we?
Within 30 feet for the first few minutes, not really.
Okay.
Just road.
I
Can we
will use
cast
True
it? Yeah.
Seeing.
Okay. You cast True Seeing. And make a perception check, Lilia.
That's not the worst. 18?
18.
Uh-oh.
So down the road, about maybe 600 feet, you see a spear stuck into the ground. You see a horse laying on its side.
fuck.
You see a bunch of other figures sort of in the road, laying down and not moving.
Well, I think
Ambush.
we're about to happen on something absolutely horrifying.
What do you mean?
I think there's a job for Kieran up ahead of us.
Like a bunch of dead people, or people who are
Yeah.
pretending to be dead so they can ambush us?
I don't know. They're not moving, and I see spears either stuck in them or in the ground. We'll know as we get closer, but I'm not liking the looks of it.
Well, okay,
Firebolt
so
in hand as I continue walking.
the owl looked frantic, which either meant he knows we were going to be attacked or he wanted us to help, and I didn't understand.
Well, if you
I
didn't
think we should
understand,
all-
that's fine. If the owl
Let's
knew
all-
that it could talk to you, it could have just told you.
It said we'll try in the morning.
Like, I mean, it's not...
Shar, make an intelligence check.
14?
It said, "Oh well, check it out
Check
tomorrow."
it out tomorrow, right? Okay. Okay.
Owl, check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not your
Right.
fault. The owl is, mischievous and not a very good communicator if it could talk to you this entire goddamn time and has yet to say anything.
Yeah, clearly.
So don't try to beat yourself up too much that you didn't know what it was trying to say when it could have just fucking told you.
Yeah.
As you have this conversation and continue walking along the road, Lilia, as you get closer, you begin to see that there are probably 6 bodies on the ground. Many of them have arrows in them. One of the spear that you see hanging up is in the ground. There is a horse dead on the ground, or at least unmoving on the ground on the right side. Yeah, you can see that. Y'all are about 100 feet off. So everybody else just sees fog, but that's what you see, Lilia.
And while I'm looking at that, I would like to look a little bit off the road, and there's no signs of like any other people or like bandits waiting to attack, anything like that.
Make another perception check.
Please be decent, please. Oh, nice. That's a 23.
You do not see anything else. It is a pretty empty road. There's a few trees on the side of the road and stuff, but the main thing that you see is this scene in front of you.
Oh boy, steel yourselves, folks.
Do any of the
You can't see them, Kieran.
No.
We just gotta keep walking, though, right?
Yeah.
Never mind.
You are
then.
walking. You're within 50 feet now, but you still see fog.
Well, I assume we'll see
Lilia,
them in a
you letting them
second.
know anything?
Oh, yeah, I told them that there's dead people.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no, I already
So
was like this. It's a job for Kieran. They looks like they've been impaled.
I'm gonna look over Lilia really quick because she's telling me that she sees dead people. I gotta make sure that she is not a dead people.
I see dead people.
I'm not a dead people.
She is not a. What?
I see dead people.
Oh, I see.
Come on.
She was a ghost
Come
the whole
on.
campaign, y'all. The whole campaign. Lilia was a ghost.
Those wings are translucent. Those wings are translucent, so I don't know.
No, they're not
Spoiler
translucent. They're
alert.
bones.
They're bones.
Yeah, we've edited them to be bone because it's cooler.
Are they translucent?
Technically, it says says
What?
they're like translucent bat wings or something, but bone's cooler anyway.
Bone is way cooler.
So as you get closer and the fog starts rolling over these bodies, you now see one body, 2 bodies, a couple more, a body off to the right, and then so in total 6 mangled humanoid bodies and a horse's body.
Are they wearing any specific clothing that would like designate them?
Yes. You notice them as Shadow Legion protectors.
No!
Much like what you are
Currently wearing.
masquerading as.
Fuck. Maybe we should take these off.
Can
No.
as the medicine-y person in the group, does it look like they were all killed with weaponry?
Make an investigation check or a medicine check. Doesn't matter. Investigation's probably fine for this. Whichever's better.
I would rather do medicine.
Okay.
So I will be doing that. And I got a natural 20, so 28.
28. All of these were killed by arrows or bladed weapons. Doesn't look like a monster killed any of these people.
Since they are in Shadow Legion uniform-ish things, can we tell who the leader is?
Make a make an intelligence check for an educated guess.
Okay.
While
Just so I know who to speak with as the dead.
that's happening, do the rest of them have pins?
Yeah, are there any
Pins?
Like the Shadow
are there any
Legion.
distinctive marks?
Yes, there are Shadow Legion pins that
Like
are
the same
available
as the
to
one I
locate.
have?
Probably.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
They were not. Notably, they were not taken off their bodies.
Okay.
You can
And
find
these people are-
they're like necklaces, really.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh no! I'm gonna be a dick. And take the pins.
Can you
Okay.
take 4? Or just 1?
Kieran, while you're doing this, or actually, what'd you get as an intelligence check?
I got a 19.
19? Okay. So you guess there's one in the center, and actually what you find instead of like knowing that they're the leader is that this one has their hands tied behind their backs and their throat was slit.
Okay.
Can we tell how recently they were killed?
Make a medicine check.
Ooh, yeah. Can I also look at the
why
leader
not?
mostly?
You're a doctor.
I'm focusing on the leader now.
Okay.
I rolled a
Prisoner.
26.
26. You measure the scalpel.
Just wisdom check.
It is cold, so it's a little difficult because they all sort of froze in the middle of the night anyway, so you can't really narrow it down. But you reckon within the past 24 hours.
Great. Well, if everybody's done
Shar, also while you're there,
investigating
make a
things.
survival check. Because you would be checking for this anyway.
Nice. 28.
28. So you notice now, just looking at the scene, a la like Sherlock Holmes, stare around. There was a massive struggle here, obviously. That's not even up for
Yeah.
And there's just steps everywhere. You notice that these are all Shadow Legion bodies, which is interesting. Meaning none of their attackers were
Killed.
wounded. There's blood, but there is a trail of very small specks of blood in the snow and footsteps that seem to just head south along the road.
In the direction we
and
were
then-
heading before.
South,
Okay.
yeah. And you sort of follow them for a bit, and then they veer off to one side. And you follow that, and then it keeps going south. So it looks like they walked on the road for a bit, and then moved off, and then kept going
But
south.
moved off the road.
So that they weren't in the
Okay.
road. Yeah.
How far away from the group was I when I figured that out?
40 feet,
Oh, okay, so not far at all. Okay.
not super
okay.
far.
I'm gonna go back and be like, I assume we're thinking about talking to these guys and figuring out what happened. I don't know how many attackers there were.
Yeah, there's too many footsteps
There
in the
may
snow
have
to
just
tell.
been one because or maybe just one survivor. But I found these trails and I point where the tracks went and then I explain how they went off. But if it was just one, if there was just one attacker, he got away. If there was more than one attacker, they all got away. But where are their bodies? Because I only found one set of footprints, and I'm really good at this because I rolled a 28.
Right. Is
Maybe
it
they all
possible
just walk in
something
single
happened and they
file.
turned on each other?
Ooh, maybe. I mean, that's not
I
a
mean,
bad thought.
we remember reading in the journals that, like, the mists do crazy things to
Oh, it makes people go
brains,
fucking
right?
nuts. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I
these
hopefully
are-
it's
I mean, it's a
stopped
good
the
thought.
crazy parts.
But these are protectors. I assume they have their eyes where they're able to see through the mist and not be affected by it.
I don't know if being able to see through the mists means you're unaffected.
Also, when we ran into those Shadow Legion people the last time, not all of them had those eyes, right? It was only like one of them.
Every Shadow Legion person has one.
Oh.
The one of them was the bandit leader.
Yeah. Who used to
Happens to have one.
Right.
Well, maybe
Well, maybe we should.
whoever Kieran's looking at seems to be the likely individual to ask questions.
He's the only one that they cared enough to slit his throat instead of just.
What is this, a prisoner?
Hold up. I was just waiting for everyone else to
Sorry,
be
we're
ready.
back now.
Okay. We all done
I think
investigating
so. Is there
things?
anything left to investigate? We think we know.
I
what
mean,
killed
you
them.
seem to
Yeah.
have determined what
Okay.
happened. There was an attack. All the Shadow Legion seemed to have died, and whoever their attacker or attackers were went to the south. And they were all humanoid attackers.
It was two kids in a trench coat.
Very
That's why there's only one set of
Yes.
footprints.
Well, it's a mangled mess of. You can't tell how
But
many.
didn't you say there was only one trail going away
Yeah.
from
well,
it?
one trail.
One trail.
They were walking.
You know,
walking
sand
south.
people style.
Ah, yeah, to hide their numbers. Okay.
Only the Imperial Stormtrooper is so precise.
Yes, truly.
Okay, sounds good. Legit.
Okay. Well, if everyone is done, I will cast Speak with Dead
All right.
on the leader
Cast
guy.
it.
So you
Speak
prop
with
the leader
dead.
guy up on sort of the horse's body so that it's propped up a bit. And you stick the incense in the ground, light it, and cast Speak with Dead. And this throat slit masculine individual, the incense smoke goes into his head and
Oh, I hate this. Give Charlotte creeps.
Nala's looking back down the path.
looking expectantly at you, Kieran.
And I will say, howdy. Who did this to you?
Attacked by civilians. They weren't themselves.
So,
Should
civilians.
I ask how many next?
Yeah, maybe.
Or does that even matter?
I mean, it
could
maybe
just go with,
matters.
Was it the mist?
He did say civilians plural, right?
Yeah. So we know there was more than one, but does the exact number actually matter?
Should we maybe ask what it did to them? Or what was wrong with them? Like, was it the mist? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's more important than how many of them there were.
Yeah.
If we could get specifics.
Well, and he only knows what he knew when he was alive.
Yeah.
So he might not know.
He knows what he saw, though, when he said they weren't themselves, so, like, why weren't themselves, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, what was wrong with the civilians?
Treated us like monsters. They were almost rabid, angry.
Just gonna raise my finger, be like, does this kind of sound like a similar sort of effect that may have been happening on the ship?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Those people were trying to
They were just trying to
Right,
jump.
kill
but they
themselves,
were.
I
They were
thought.
trying to do what the voice was telling them to.
Yes, I heard that voice and I followed its command. If it told me,
what did it tell you to do?
to jump.
Oh,
So if
shit.
it told you
I
these
was
are
thinking-
monsters, kill them.
Yeah. I was gonna ask him why they tied him up,
Yeah, maybe.
what they asked him.
That's a good.
That's a good
Or
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Is this
say...
our last one? We get 3.
No, it's 5.
Oh, okay.
It's 5. I'm gonna say, why were you tied up?
The last one alive. They had questions.
Okay. What were their questions? And then
Weaknesses.
I'll pick the juicy one.
Weaknesses of the outpost to the south
Oh, no.
made me talk.
Should we ask if there's a faster way to get there?
Fastest way to get there,
To
maybe?
the outpost, that wouldn't be
Yeah,
bad.
so that we can help
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
with these rabbit people. I have one more question, so I don't know.
Do you have other questions that we can ask any of these other individuals at a later time as we move?
I mean, it sounds like they are on their way to this outpost now. If we do raise the dead again, that's a whole nother spell slot Kieran has to use.
Another 5 questions, though.
Do we have 5 more questions we need to ask?
Was that 5?
That was
No,
4.
that was 4.
I have one
Our
more.
last one was going to be
So-
what's the fastest way to get there.
Well, we could ask what's the fastest way to get there, or we could ask about if the civilians seem to have any weaknesses, or if I don't know.
How
Should
did we
we-
make him answer? Is one of my questions that I would have.
Well, it sounds like they were going to kill him.
Like torture.
It sounds like they killed
Yeah.
him anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, if
Torture
someone's
can make
threatening to
them
kill you,
yeah.
you're going to tell them what they want to hear.
And because you want to end the torture.
Yeah, I suppose. I just kind of expected a little more torture-savvy people from Shadow Legion.
Like, they could put up with more torture.
Well, yeah, kind of. They call themselves
know.
the goddamn Shadow Legion.
I think it's just a name to breed
just
intimidation,
edgelords.
because they do kind of seem like edgelords, because most of the ones we've met have actually been pretty chill.
Yeah. So I'm finding they just.
And what was her name? Paulina said they were pretty good people.
I mean,
too.
or we could just head south and just go for it, and instead we could use our one last question to just ask a general question of Talor shit, like, how do you get the eyeball thing? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I think we know that. Wasn't it something that the shadow gives them?
Oh yeah, I feel like I remember him
but,
saying that.
I mean,
too.
if we wanted specifics, but
Well, are we attacking this with urgency, or are we...
It sounds like we probably should, because the owl was very urgent about it.
I think maybe that question of the fastest route might be the most pertinent.
fastest route. Okay. Okay. So what is the fastest route to the outpost?
Just head south. Don't lose the road.
Okay.
Well, then maybe we'll have an advantage on them, because they clearly went off the road. I don't know how many.
And maybe we need to be aware of ourselves. We might possibly have another influential moment like we did on the ship, a moment of crisis.
Yeah.
Did we find out any way to combat that? Or just making sure we stayed near enough to each other that if one of us goes off...
Well, thankfully we can't drown ourselves in snow, so...
No, but we
Yeah.
could go through another.
We could
battle
turn on each
royale.
other. Yeah.
Oh my god! Wait, that's what it's a little more similar of. Is when we were all thinking that we were monsters of each other.
Yeah.
Anyways, I suppose we should just.
I
go
say
find
we
these guys.
run. Yeah. Everyone down to run?
I'm down for a run.
I'm thinking like that Lord of the Rings where they're all just like running across the cliffs. That's what we're doing right
Only
now.
in the snow.
Dwarves are natural born sprinters.
Yeah.
I'm wasted.
I feel like Char doesn't walk on snow though. I think that's purely a Legolas.
No,
thing.
that's a
right,
Lord
it's
of the Rings.
Yeah.
But Kieran's probably slipping a little bit in the snow.
Hey, you know what? I'm doing the best that I can. I got boots on. They're not grippy.
They're not the boots of made for walking, though.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Would you like
Alright.
to wear those boots?
everyone got a Shadow Legion pin though, right?
Yeah, I'll take a
Yes.
pin.
Okay.
So now we
You
can
all-
just
you
tell
all
them
have,
that
they're not
our...
pins, they're necklaces, but
Yeah,
yeah.
necklaces.
Yeah.
I'll take a necklace.
Yeah. Now we can tell them that some of our compatriots were murdered.
Yeah. I assume
Maybe
we have
they'll
a few
listen to us.
extra.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
We
there you go.
run.
Okay, you head south at a fastish pace. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
Oh, 19 again.
Oh, that
Guys,
wasn't
I'm just
great.
rolling
11.
so
I don't
Dirty
think my
20.
Constitution save's that great. Guys, I think Nala's
17.
going to be heaving. 14.
Yeah, so Lilia and Nala, you get a point of exhaustion as you head south.
That makes sense.
Winds is gone though because we've slept since then.
Yes, but yeah, as you head south, and also as you head south for the rest of the day, because this was only in the morning. Somebody please roll a d10 for me.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm on it. 5.
5. All right.
We come across a group of dead civilians.
You rolled. The day goes fine. Now you do get a little bit faster, so you have about a half a day to get to the Shadow Legion outpost, at least.
You'd say less
and-
than a day?
Half a day to get to the Shadow Legion outpost. But you are all getting really tired. Lilia and Nala are particularly wiped out as you just
One
ran
could
for
say
8 hours.
exhausted.
Well, at least we're all fit as folk.
Yeah. I
So
don't
you
think
really
Na-
do find that you need to get some rest, because if you keep going, you'll all, regardless, be tired.
I'm too tired to enchant.
Plus,
tonight.
it's cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, And your lungs have that awful, like, phlegm in the throat thing and awful feeling that you get from running in the cold. It's not great. So you find a place to camp.
Let's eat. I'll eat 2 rations tonight.
You're gonna eat 2 rations.
Before nighttime and everything, we're going to take a break there.
Cool.
Cool.
And so see you in 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll continue this.
This is dope.
This is
Journey.
fun. I love this. This is so fun.
What's gonna happen?
The walking
I don't know.
journey.
Neither does Cameron. We'll see.
All depends on the D10.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the mid-session announcements again. We're here again. Yeah. I'm your DM, Cameron of S. Davis, and I wanted to let you know that if you want to support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/Cameron of S. Davis, and that is a place that you can send me money. And that money goes directly into all the music and art and this show that I make. That we make. It's not really just me. If you like the music that we use, I use tabletopaudio.com. Really good 10-minute ambiences and music and stuff for your tabletop RPG games. Go check out Tim's stuff. In addition, I want to let you all know that I recently released a new music video for my song Numb on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hellashan Productions, or I think it might be Cameron of S. Davis now. I'm trying to rebrand everything under my name, you see. But I will put a link to my YouTube channel in the description. You can check out my new music video there. I have a new EP titled Numb as well, coming out April 2nd on Spotify and iTunes and all those wonderful places. 4 songs, probably, maybe 5 if I can manage another one in the next week. And it'll be good. Don't really have anything else to say. Just look for that new EP and additional content and whatnot I keep releasing on my YouTube channel. And we have plenty more Bone Era to go. We are, I think, like maybe 20, maybe 15 episodes ahead of where we're releasing. I think I mentioned before, once we finish the campaign, which will be in a while still, we're probably going to be releasing them weekly until the campaign is done. That's my plan. It depends on how fast I can edit these episodes. They do take like 8 hours to do. Also, when we are all vaccinated, we will be playing in person again, which is a very exciting prospect. I have purchased microphones and this whole friggin' wonderful audio setup, so the audio quality will not decrease. In fact, it should yet again increase when we are back together again, I'm hoping. Based on my new audio setup, it should sound really good. So look forward to that one day, because we release these every 2 weeks, so it's going to be ages from now. But still, it'll be exciting. Anyway, no more announcements. Back into wherever we are at Talor. Woo! All right. So it's nighttime now. We have a couple watches to do.
I'm too tired.
I gotta sleep the whole time. Sorry, guys. You made me run.
Char
fine. I can
plus
do one.
Win or Kieran.
Sure, I'll do it.
All right, Kieran. Make a
I
thing.
can't see shit.
You really can't.
Nope.
That's why you take the first
It's a
one.
disadvantage. Yeah, so because you can't see shit.
Is it a perception? I never do these.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you must. Human.
Because I can't see shit, so I just, go to bed.
Next time we'll make Win do it.
I rolled a 10.
A 10.
That's not bad.
All right. So the night's still pretty friggin' cold. And you all huddle up near the fire. You actually hear some sort of animal noises. Birds. Whoo! An owl noise.
Oh, no.
It's not the same owl noise. This is a different owl. You can
It's
tell by the
owl
timbre.
noise.
It's not hopping.
The timber of
not
the who.
And you like have your gun out and you're cleaning it. As you were taught over the months that you had to learn, and Emer taught you how to clean your gun. You briefly hear a crack of something, and you hold your gun out. But nothing seems to happen. And it's the 4 hours or so go by, And
that's the only time I hear anything?
Yeah, you heard a crackling of something in the distance, but you maybe are being paranoid. And your watch is fine.
Cool. I would let whoever is next know that I thought I heard something, but seems fine.
Next watch?
Me. That is a 19.
19. You sit there making arrows. You briefly hear a...
What is that?
Oh, wow.
What does that kind of noise mean?
a
Is that an
rumbling
animal noise or like a earth is rumbling noise?
Earth is rumbling noise
Oh no.
Wow, I hate that.
from behind you.
Okay.
You hold your
Arrow.
bow at the ready.
Bemoaning the fact this always seems to happen when I'm the one.
And you stay sort of on edge for the next while. But it just seems to be a noise of Talor. You remember the burrowing worm things that were mentioned at the farm for a moment.
How could
and
I
go,
forget?
maybe? But nothing seems to happen as the sun comes up
It's a great dragon.
on the next day.
Lucked out then.
Seeming.
Well, I never want to run for an entire day ever again.
Yes, well, we're half... If the map is to be correct, we're about half a day's travel.
Well, let's get a move
Less
on.
than.
Hopefully we can still beat them, and if not,
Alright,
We'll
quick
see.
ration, and let's run.
Okay, you snarf down rations, etc., and you.
I'm
move
marking
on.
mine off at night.
I'm micromanning
Okay,
off to
whichever
a
works.
day. Meeting a lot.
The new day, yes. All right. And you continue going that way. Please, somebody roll a d10 for me.
Sarah, you're the only one left.
Okay.
Also, I don't know where my d10s went, so that's my
Fine, I have
excuse.
a couple and a percentage dice too.
I rolled a 7.
7. All right.
Uh-oh.
No repeats, so we're all having different stuff. This is really fun.
As you're walking, you're like, you're speed walking, but Lilia's like, come on, and
Dad, they're
you're not so
already
far
dead.
away from it. Yeah. But you begin to hear ding, 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 ring, jen, jen.
Is that music?
Lily, are you playing something?
Nope.
Noise in the distance through the fog. Yeah, you look over at Lilia. She is not holding a lute. Do you hear more?
Does this seem to be like normal music or like magic infused music?
Make a... make a Arcana check?
Well, now I roll well. A 22.
Seems like normal music. From in front of you.
Does it sound like it's straight out of the grove or something?
I don't think it's.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to hurt us until townspeople try to attack us. I don't think
It's good music,
that they
whatever
were
it is.
targeting specifically Shadow Legion if they were acting like they were monsters, you know?
Yeah.
As you get closer to whatever this noise is, you can only see 30 feet,
Also,
so you're
hey,
just
guys-
hearing this noise through the
Guys,
air.
here's a question. Do we want to still be disguised as Shadow Legion people?
Dun, 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 dun,
Change
dun.
your clothes if you...
And we will
Yeah, so that's the
find
question.
everything we can in this life. And as this voice appears through the air, through the fog walks a
Yeah.
young woman.
I mean, maybe.
Playing a lute.
Just a thought.
She's dressed in sort of travel
Okay.
leathers with sort of worn shoes. She's got, I wrote her description here.
Should we call out to this individual?
No.
I haven't had the talk with Johanna about having more than one! I don't want to bother.
But she's got sort of little longer than neck length, very light brown hair, brown eyes, and she is a half elf. You can tell her slightly pointed ears coming through her hair as she sings this noise. What's interesting is she doesn't come from the path. She sort of comes diagonally onto the path and seems to be heading across the road
I can use
and sort of to the northwest as she plays and looks up at all of you.
Kieran initiate that
Says,
conversation.
"Oh, hi. Hello there. Travelers on the road. How nice of that. That's good. Hello. Would you like a song? That's what I do. I travel. Hi. Travelers. Sorna Twist Tongue. At your service." And she sort of does a little bit of a bow.
I see. Are you originally from here?
Nope. Definitely not there. Not from here. This place is weird. I can't see 30 feet in front of my face.
So, where are you from?
Originally, like the Empire.
Okay. How'd you get here?
No idea.
Okay.
You gonna touch her or just like try to pierce through? Okay. Okay, 1 second. There is a method you would be able to use a specific skill to see through an illusion. Make an investigation check. She seems real.
Excellent.
She's a woman holding a
Have
lute
you not seen other
and saying
travelers?
she has no
Does
idea
she
how she
seem,
came
like,
to be done.
solid?
You don't know how you got here, but you're originally from the Empire. Were you
I don't
anywhere
know. I'm just,
before
like,
you came from the Empire?
I don't think she looks like a
I don't know if
ghost.
she's like
I
an
think I was
illusion or
a few
whatever.
places, mostly Empire related. I think so. It's all a little foggy for me.
Any reason it's a...
Would you like a song?
Natural one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
I mean-
she flips the lute over
Okay.
her body again.
what kind of songs do you normally
Wonderful.
play?
Well, you know, folk songs and ballads and songs I make up on the fly a lot because I spend a lot of time traveling. My songs do not help me travel, not at all. I am always lost.
No.
I don't know. Well, I'm sort of trying to find something. I'm sort of trying to. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to find something,
Do you know...
but it's a little difficult for me.
Do you know what you're trying to find?
Yes, my god. Or my goddess? Yeah, she's cool. Weejas, you may have heard.
Ed,
What are you
pretty
doing?
acquainted, actually.
Do your songs
are you doing
help
here?
you travel?
Wait. Sorry, so you're
And yet,
What are you doing here?
so how... So,
She didn't notice it.
how are you trying to find Weejas?
Well, last time she found me, so I'm just sort of
we
going
don't know
forward.
her.
Wait, does she?
I have
Okay,
tried
I'm not
praying,
even
but
gonna
there's
put
a
that
little
out
bit
there.
of a
okay.
hindrance
What?
on me.
No, I don't want to say it in front of camera.
Me, and she sort of
I'm
touches
just
her
saying
heart
my
and then
thing
sort
is
of
like
thinks
not
better
hidden,
and sort of
but
waves
I don't want to
around
draw
all of her body.
It's fine.
And she shrugs and says, "It's really weird."
If she didn't
There's this
notice
whole
it, she
thing-
didn't notice it.
I
and
don't
I'm
know
not
where
gonna
I
draw
am ever.
attention.
And I don't know how to find anything. It's a bit of a problem, and it happened a while ago.
Have you tried praying? Because she's
And-
pretty.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Well, it's sort of like a spell. Have you ever heard of Chemosh?
specifically.
Chemosh? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Make a religion check.
Can I also make this religion check?
Sure, 2 people generally, yep. Anyone?
Oh, Yeah, no, that's a 12. Never mind.
Okay, Kieran, you know this, especially as we just follow her. Shamosh? Shamosh?
Always.
Is the god of the undead, and basically Ouija's sort of rival.
It happened a while ago. Was it like a spell that was put on you?
Yes, do you have...
Have I?
Have anybody?
Hell yeah.
Are you saying this out loud?
Say, I'm not
21.
proficient in religion,
She asked,
16.
have you ever heard of Shamosh? Yeah, so that god, he's quite something.
Yes.
So a while ago... Wait, I'm a bard. She sort of brings her lute around and plays a tickling chord.
I'm trying to figure out if this is something I can fix for her. With, like, Dispel Magic, Greater Res.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
should
probably
we
Okay.
made
ask
it
You
her
can
more
hear this story
specifically
for
what
the
he
next
did?
minute.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
and I said
familiar.
yes. Yes, I'm...
And she says, 26 years ago, I was born.
Ooh, wait, hold up.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put my hands in, because once I...
Like, we're not. Okay, never mind.
Nala's
Continue.
feeling a
Never
little
mind.
uneasy with this, so she's gonna try and,
Just
like...
uncanny.
I'll hold up if
No,
you need
you
me
don't
to.
need to.
on
Continue.
herself. I'm gonna tap a second level.
All right.
You're gonna
Yeah.
cast
26
deafness
years
on
ago.
yourself?
Yes. I'm
I
feeling
was
very
born
hesitant.
in the Empire,
Oh my god.
in a little bit of a town called
They will
Bryn.
tell me over the campfire
Well,
later.
It's a big town. It's a big fucking city. And I was made to follow
wow. Was a while
Lyra,
ago.
like everyone else. And she starts playing
We're starting at the beginning.
sort of background music. I wasn't really a big fan of Lyra. Although I understood the religion as sort of a basic positive thing. Based on what I could see. My parents followed it and everything like that.
What?
But
I don't know if I've
ended
gone
up
into
because,
this much detail with
because
you guys.
because this great goddess of sort of death and the inevitability of things came to me, and I followed her instead. Ouija's she was, and she was beautiful, and still is, and I still follow her. My family... Okay. My family was kind and joyful, treated me well.
Lilia.
My parents were excellent, wonderful people. And then they weren't. One day they just changed.
Feels right.
Dun, 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 dun. I found out soon enough that it was a powerful necromancer who had targeted them as experiments in his magic. Something to do with mind control and combining
I don't say
undead
that out loud.
energy with a living being. Why they
the
were
record.
chosen, Sorna didn't know. Dun, 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 dun. Perhaps specifically because they were so kind. They attacked her one night. Completely not themselves. She fought me. Yes, it's switched now as as she. Yes. She fought back, having some powers at her disposal, and was perhaps a little untrained. She used too much of her power, and instead of saving them, she killed them.
Sorta didn't know.
Sorna ran. And then she didn't want to run. She was angry.
Now it's in third.
She ended up tracking down that
Now it's in third
necromancer and
person.
destroying him, citing help from Ouija's in doing so.
It's
Then she
become
heard
like
his voice.
Jane,
Shamosh,
hero of Canton.
speaking into her mind, this is a place of power. Of my power, not hers. And you have destroyed one of my favorite disciples. For that, you'll never be able to find your lady ever again. I will make thee an abomination. Chun chun chun. She has no ability to find her way anymore. That's her curse. She's always lost. And what he meant by an abomination, I do not know. For nothing worse has come out of it except that I can't frickin' know where the hell I'm going ever. So much so that I ended up here on Talor. Lost again. not even able to follow this here road. And all I would like to do is find my lady again, but she seems blocked from me. She swings her lute back up against her.
That
her
tale felt slightly cautionary. It's a little too close for comfort. Yeesh.
It's like you came into the movie a minute late. Yeah, so that's my story. Well, it's possible. I've taken
like a
my
slow
particular
clap.
condition to a few people, and they have unfortunately been unable to help. Unfortunately, as well, I've had to stumble upon them and hope. So,
You're gonna lean over to Shar and say, I missed the first part, but
I've spoken to some clerics.
yeah. It's just 1 minute of me not knowing what's
I
going
haven't
on.
met any. No, unfortunately.
So that sounds like more than Greater Red can help with.
Shar puts her hand over.
Have you spoken to any clerics of Ouijas?
Yes, have you
No
met
noise.
an individual?
If of Ouijas though?
Yeah.
Well, there is a few individuals.
What specific thing would you like
And
to...
then Shar puts her hand over Nala's
Tell my
face.
secrets. I'm gonna try. Well, How loud? How much noise do I have to make to try to do divine intervention? No noise. I mean, like,
Is that the one that only works like 10% of the time?
Yeah, do it.
can I? Why not?
So
I mean, since
that's
it's
what you
silent, I'm
say,
gonna try
sort of
it.
under your breath. Please roll a D100 for me.
I would like. Well, because if she can't find Ouijas, in
It is.
theory, maybe Ouijas can't find her either. So I just want to
What was the
facilitate.
first roll, though? Oh, that's literally... Holy
Ouijas,
shit.
one of your people are lost.
It's 100.
I'm trying to do my
It's a
job as a
10.
cleric for once.
It's
Damn
a 10
it!
because the
Help me,
yeah.
ma'am.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah. It's based off of my level, right?
Has to be 11 or under.
Okay.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Is that 100 or is that a 10?
Is that 100 or is
let me
it 10?
put some
And my level's an 11, right? So
Wow. That's 2 for 2 for 2.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. Sarah, you broke your Zoom sound.
10 days.
Holy
Right.
fuck. Oh my god.
I don't have any
Wow.
interesting music to put in the back of this. All right. So as you put up that
Wow.
prayer,
Amazing.
2 for
As
2,
you
I
put that
can
prayer
never
up.
do it again because it'll never
You
work.
said that last
it's
time.
Never gonna work again.
You said that last time.
Yeah, but that was
though.
beginner's luck.
as
This
you
is
put
2
that
in a
prayer
row.
into the sky,
I don't
you
even.
hear
All right. Well, we can't do it again for
You
7
hear-
days.
I mean, yeah. It's 7 days.
and what happens is a literal sort of darkened hand reaches from the
Death has
sky
no
that you
music.
all see. You all sort of look up at this sort of massive
I mean, if it didn't work, I
darkened
would have just prayed and
hand
like really hoped. And
coming
whatever.
down.
Hey, leave your sister
And the
alone.
girl is like, he's here to get me. It's happening.
I'm so
This is
sorry.
the abomination thing, isn't it, that he was talking about? And everybody hears this sort of voice. No, my child. I found you again. And you found me. and this hand sort of wraps around her and engulfs Sorna in front of you in this smoke and this billowing
This poor girl's
amount
gonna be so confused 'cause I
of
didn't
air
tell her I was
just
cleric
wraps
of
around her in this
Ouija.
sort of tornado of godly magic. And you hear, what's going on? Oh, my lady, it's been so long. It's been so long. And then it just gets too loud, this billowing mass of wind and howling air. And then the blackness disappears, and she is floating there like the beast has transformed in Beauty and the Beast, and she floats down onto the ground again and sort of is in sort of a kneeling position. Looks up at you. She just like runs over to you and just hugs you. Fully like, I don't know what you just did there, but you are the best cleric of Ouijas that I've ever met. Not that I've met very many. And she just sort of kisses you on the cheek and backs off and just goes, I don't feel him anymore. I have my wits about me.
I probably should have mentioned
I think
that
at least
I'm
some of it
a
was cleansed.
cleric
I don't
of
know how
Ouija.
much, unfortunately. But I am...
Just the awkward back pat.
I don't know, really. Now I'm still stuck on Talor. And she sort of looks around.
Do you have any recollection how you got here to begin with?
None. I must have sort of stumbled upon it into a portal or something. I have no idea. Unfortunately, the short-term memory loss also sucked. It's kind of why I was making up most of my songs. Long-term, I had all the folk things from when I was younger, but then I had to just make them up for travelers on the road.
Not sure.
Where are you all going? You seem to be a nice bunch.
We're currently up to the next town, although we suspect there might be a little bit of trouble there.
Well, I'm not sure where that is, but I could at least... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. Would you mind if I tagged along for just a little bit?
Not really.
All right. Well, it'll be nice to actually be able to follow along with a group. I've offered to tag along with other groups, and then I end up meandering off in the middle of the night. So maybe this time that won't happen.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So what are your all names? I'm Sorna, as I mentioned. Bard extraordinaire, speaker with of spirits, and magical doer of deeds.
By all means.
And she makes like the prayer hands and bows towards you.
Yes, be careful.
Did you say that to her?
Things.
Well, since I already did the thing, I will take my hat off,
Well, nice to meet you, Kieran.
bow, and say, I'm Kieran the Wounded,
It's wonderful.
cleric
I got.
of Ouija.
I am-
So I'm sure you noticed.
I am Lilia, also Bard extraordinaire, also
Took my
from
hat.
the Empire, also a former Lyria.
I didn't know that was gonna fucking
Lyra
work.
devotee. Ex-Lyra devotee, I
No,
told.
I'm gonna whisper
I
that
was
to
really just
Shar.
raised in it.
Oh my god.
I sort of abandoned it
Not
when I
know
was
that
like...
was gonna work.
You got out while you were still young. Took me longer.
Sounds to be some sort of...
This is the bone arrow.
Oh, yes.
Nala, Shar, I think is
Welcome,
what you said.
Char,
To
Nala,
meeting the
Big beer
bone
man.
arrow.
Win.
Nice to meet you. So, shall I play us along as we're going wherever we're going?
Sure.
Yes? All right. So she sings, The Ponera. the
That's another
Bonera.
That's for improv.
They saved my life, and I am a.
Win.
Now
That one.
I'm a
one who's glaring.
companion of Bonera. What can I say but I'm so thankful.
we get background music.
Yes.
for them.
Yes.
And
So-
etc. It's Yaskir's first style of making shit up.
Yeah, I think we don't have a real bard. We've got a.
Guys, we get our own, like...
And also,
our
like,
own-
Lily is like a little sour,
get
and people are like, oh my
inspiration
god, we
from
have a
this
minstrel
walk?
now. It's just like, we've had one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's our own Dandelion. Yeah.
Only now.
I love it.
We have our own minstrel, guys. This is great.
I know! That's the word I was looking for.
But the next half of the day goes
gonna-
by.
The two goth kids in
songs
the back,
that she
Lily
makes
and
up
Kieran, are just
steadily
like, fuck that.
get the same throughout the day.
I'll
Some of them are good, you know. It's
At like
improv.
one point, I threw it in like, you don't have an old Empire one about like the lost family. do you?
Yeah, but we feel we have to pay you when
Oh,
you
actually,
do
I
it.
think I do remember one. And she sings a song about the fact
Yeah.
that there was a
Yeah, Nella
terrible
just likes to
tragedy
owe
and
people
all of the
things.
empire mourned.
feel like I have to
And
pay you for
no
that, 'cause
one
you do
could
so
find
well.
the heir to the emperor's throne, etc. And it's all in sort of a minor key, but gets happy when it's like, but then the council saved us, etc. It's propaganda.
Which also as she like finishes it up, I'm like quiet for a second, and then Lily's like, you know, I've not actually heard any of those. I left the Empire like shortly after, so I never actually got to hear any of those songs about the aftermath.
Oh, are you from there? Oh,
Yeah.
you said that already, yes. Oh, well, some of them were terrible. Some of them were decent. That one was, you know... I don't know what that was. It was the first one that came
it's
to my
okay.
mind. It has... I like the minor key. It's fun to play in.
Yeah.
Democracy.
It's propaganda.
Anyway, glad I could, you know, show you something from our homeland, I guess. The poem... and continues singing. All right, one. I only have a steel. I need to find a lute sampler anyway, but
Try to do something for ukulele. It's like a relatively similar sound.
he plays a lute. Yeah.
Lutes are still 4 strings, right?
No.
Yes. We need a minstrel song.
A lute
4 strings.
is any
Oh my God.
string
It sounds
instrument with a
like
neck and a deep
classical
round
to
back.
you, Witcher.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, so
Or
the thing
that,
is, there's
or that
lutes,
one.
there's ouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does he play in Witcher? It's a lute, right?
Yeah. Aren't they like 12?
Lutes are one string.
Yeah, I was about to say, it can be any, can it? It's like variety.
You continue for the next half of the day. You don't run into any other strange wandering bards who can't find their way.
No.
And eventually you do arrive at the Shadow Legion place.
Ooh, we should ask this girl if she knows how to like fight.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna die? Do I have to keep you alive?
Yeah, is she
Are you? What do you ask her?
How have,
she hold her
how
own?
have you survived by yourself these past few years or months?
Do you want to guess? And she sort of smiles and then points to her back again. You've seen her have a short bow, and then she also like springs a little picture in her hand appears of her like shooting an orc in a really dramatic pose that sort of moves in slow motion in her hand. And then she stuffs it out.
Impressive.
You know, like that. Plus the spirits help me.
The spirits. So,
Yeah. And she reaches into this bag she has on her side and pulls out a skull.
We need one.
well, our things will be fine with our
says-
skulls. It'll the arms work.
She points to it and sort of with her hand and says, "So this is my mother's skull."
Oh.
Does she talk to you?
Amazing.
Oh, alas, poor you.
She uses her energy from the beyond. It aids in my own magics going forward, you see.
Mothers.
And I wanted to keep her with me in some sort of way. I know this is weird, and she just holds it.
love the music.
And while she says, "I know this is weird," she moves her mother's jaw. It's real weird.
She's very eccentric, this girl.
And says, she helps me. I do some magics and things.
So tell me what.
I mean, you heard it in the tale.
Yes. So tell me what. Then what style of music did you, learn?
Style of music did I learn? Music or magic?
Well, both, I suppose. Magic, music. It's all kind of one and the same, isn't it?
Oh, I've had to make my way by myself a lot, and there are people who aren't very nice on the road, so it's really nice to just be able to wave my hand and have them go, "All right, you're good to go," and move on past. That sort of thing. Monsters, I can stop monsters from fucking with me. I can turn into animals. I've got a little sort of hut thingy, because I found this book at one point because I've been traveling, and she pulls out a book, and it looks like a wizard's sort of spell book. It's sort of this rough-bound thing, and I've only got a couple things in here, but this one, and she holds it up, and you all see sort of magic text. The people who read Arcana can see that it's Arcana. I would say Nala and Kieran, who do more of the actual reading of Arcana stuff.
Yes.
19.
Make an Arcana check.
Hell yeah. Plus 10. BB.
Man, what a prodigy Kieran is.
19.
Oh, okay.
19.
So I didn't.
Kieran
roll
is
well,
killing
but
us
I
today.
got that 10, so I don't.
19. You see that it's a spell. It's not one that you recognize, but it's a spell. It's literally a ritual spell. And this one can make a nice little hut, so I don't get attacked in the middle of the night, and it's nice and warm, which has been really nice for Talor. Gotta say, and she puts that away. So I have varying talents. And I can do this, and she casts Dimension Door and appears in the mist nowhere that anybody can see, and then sort of heads back. I found you guys. Last time I did that, I just sort of ran off in another direction and lost the people that I was with entirely. So, yet again, thank you for whatever you did.
I can't.
There's thunder
fucking
in this
believe
soundtrack.
that.
There shouldn't be.
Kieran
But
the
yeah.
Wounded is a prodigy.
So I can do things like that, you know? Is that good?
Oh, that's
Yeah, we just, there might be a spot of trouble in this town. We just wanted to make sure that you were
safe. Yeah.
safe.
Safe. Yeah, I can handle it myself for sure. If anything, I
mean,
can just
you
leave
know,
you behind and just skedaddle. to be
Cleric of
honest.
Ouija. Just.
Yes, I don't want to leave you. You're cool. And all of you all seem cool. I don't want to leave
Well,
you.
I just meant that if something happens, I do the thing, but also we just wanted to make sure.
All right. Yeah.
The cleric-y thing.
Great.
The thing
You
that
mean you can heal?
clerics do.
Oh, I can heal a little bit myself as well.
Oh.
Which has been useful, but
Yeah,
I'm
like
glad
a
to have you. You're probably
bit
way
of
better at it.
D4.
than me.
So how
onward.
How
Anyway,
far away how far are we from the town?
the town a while, but you do end up stumbling upon the outside of a big black building. There is a fence around it. This building sort of has a second floor and then two sides, and those sides go above. It's like an oasis on the highway. So there's it goes above the road. There's a big fence around it too. A gate that is just completely collapsed on the ground.
Like the spooky music.
And there's sort of a training ground around as you sort of walk and look at it. And there are doors on the right and left as you walk underneath the big U. That go the bridge that goes above the road. It is a big black building reminiscent of the outpost that you first met or first went to the actual Shadow Legion place in Edgehold. But notably, you don't hear any sound. You don't see any people.
The gate is open or smashed open?
There's sort of a bar, one of those rising and lowering bars to at like toll booths, and it's just been torn off and is lying on the ground.
Oh, I think the people who live in this town, something happened.
I think
you are not at the town yet.
I think we're too late for the...
you are a day away from the town. You are at the
attack on the
Shadow Legion outpost.
Oh. Okay. Yikes.
Looks like the citizenry has already attacked the outpost.
That's what I meant.
So there are 2 doors to the outpost.
Should we check for survivors, or should we...
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, check if there's like a sign of a struggle or whatever.
Alright.
Okay, which door do you head in?
Wait, do they look the same? Is one locked? Is one, kicked in?
Can we just, knock on a door?
Right and left both look pretty much identical, just on the right and left side.
Somebody pick a door.
I'll
go with the left.
through the left door, yeah.
Okay, left door. So you try the door. It opens.
Because today we beat the alt-right.
Ha!
And it is dark inside. You can see some from the light that's coming in, and with dark vision you can see into it. And you see
Dancing lights.
there's no one in there, but make a perception check win since you opened the door.
$21.
21. You smell a faint smell of burnt flesh.
Oh.
Delightful.
Womp womp.
It's a smelly smells that smells smelly.
I was about to say.
What do you see, Win?
Okay. Win is the currently the one looking in the room. What do y'all do?
Hello.
You say hello and knock.
On the other
On the
door.
right.
Is-
On the right door.
Yeah.
or left.
I was gonna go with the left one.
Okay,
or,
so you just knock and you yell something.
deal with one
Hello?
flesh burnt thing at a time.
And you don't hear any response to your hello.
Are there any bodies on the ground, or do we just smell burnt flesh?
You don't see any bodies, but make an investigation. If you go inside, you can make an investigation
Oh,
check.
I thought you said we could see, all the way in.
Win.
You can. There's the open door, and there's some light going in, but it's dark
Okay.
inside.
Then yeah.
Yeah, I'll go in. I'll
Win
go
heads in.
Dancing
I'll
lights
follow.
above Win.
I'll go in too.
Okay, y'all head in. Shar, since you were asking, make an investigation check. To describe this room, so hang on to that number. Inside, you walk in. There's sort of like a bar sort of area in the far right, to your right, and in the corner. There are sort of chairs and tables, etc. This seems to be a sort of roadside inn style looking room. There is a staircase on the far left side that heads up to the second floor, which is the bridge section. On the right, there's another staircase that heads up, and then it also ducks into a smaller room that you can't see from this vantage point, but there's like a door that you can see that's closed, and it's just another room that wouldn't overlap the road, but is a slight outjutting to your right as you walk in. Shar, what'd you get?
25.
25. You also smell the burning, and you sense or smell it's coming as you get closer to the stairs. It's coming from upstairs. You also notice that this place was... With a 25, you notice that this place had, tables had moved and had been put back in place. There's, broken glass that you step on near the bar. But there's no broken bottles that you see. Everything else, yeah.
So it was the place was ransacked, everyone was killed, and then they cleaned it up? Kind of deal?
Seems like.
Are there like torches or anything we can like light up the place so that Nala doesn't
You can
have to have
light the
lights
torches
up?
that there are there. Yep.
Okay.
You light them up. You light up the room so everybody sees this.
I'm trying to do like the Will Graham thing, so like you put it back into where it was before the crime occurred, so you can understand the motive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is my design.
Make a motive
Yeah.
check.
I think we should go. I will relay this information to the group that I think it looks like this place was overrun, everyone was killed, and then they put it back together. And I would not be surprised if we go upstairs and they just piled all the bodies together and just set them all on fire. And then put the rest of this downstairs back to place.
Oh, that's
He
upsetting.
thinks
So do you think we should still
Should
go
have run
upstairs
after
and
the
check it out?
owl. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
I thought the owl told you the weight. Usually the finger up is weight.
Well, that's what I thought it was, but then I don't know.
It's very
Let's go upstairs.
You hear a tapping on a window.
No way!
In the sort of near the staircase. It's a bird, an owl, tapping on the window.
I'll run over.
You're not helpful.
I will mage hand
sir.
up and try and see if there's a way I
You
can
open the window with Mage Hand?
Mage hand flies over. The window opens up. The owl just immediately goes upstairs.
Fuck. Okay, upstairs
I
we
will-
go, I guess.
Fucker.
This fucking owl.
Book it. We run after the owl. This unhelpful owl.
And as you all run upstairs, the smell is slightly worse, but it seems to. I mean, it's not. It's like relatively old. It's weird. You run upstairs, and Shar, you guessed it. There is a pile of bodies in the center of what seems to be sort of the barracks of the upstairs section, which is one big room, just in the center.
Are they still burning?
And they are very, very lightly smoldering. What's really weird, Nala, make an arc... Actually, no, you don't have to. You have control flames. The only way that somebody would be able to burn a pile of bodies in the upper floor of a building and not burn the rest of it down is to have some sort of magical capability.
That sucks.
This was not. They weren't burned in the natural sense. This was done by arcane means.
Excellent.
The upstairs is strewn and everything's chaos up here. Still no bodies that you can tell, because the bodies that are in the burn pile are burnt. It's really difficult to tell who was who.
We do any sort of investigation checks up here, see if we can find out anything else.
So can we see if anything seems like there's something missing from it?
Like they were
Missing
after
from-
something?
That they were
Yeah,
They
after.
were
they were-
looking for like Tom Riddle's diary, that kind of deal?
Because, like, obviously we don't know what would be missing, but if there seems like there's a spot where something is missing.
Okay, upstairs. You can make an investigation check for that. Shar, what are you looking for? Anything specific?
I mean, we didn't really find anything downstairs. Where did the owl go? Where's the owl?
The owl is just sitting there, sadly hooting at the pile of bodies.
Sitting where?
Just in the middle of the room.
Okay. Like, sadly hooting.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't just do like I don't know.
Let's I'll check the
I
bodies.
mean, you can do a general investigation too if you want,
wanna
just
check
to
the
see if
bodies?
anything's
Just,
weird.
The bodies are just in a pile and they're barely like
But the
distinguishable
owl's
anymore.
taking notice of the bodies.
The owls. I will go over, kneel by the owl,
Okay.
and maybe I don't know. I'm not going to do an investigation check on the body. Somebody else should do an investigation check on the room.
I'll look at the bodies.
Okay.
Kieran, you're already looking at the room.
Okay, then I will look at the
What'd you
bodies.
get for investigation?
Never mind.
I'll
I
look
got
at-
a 20.
I'll look at
20?
the
Dirty
bodies.
20.
There are papers and belongings of the people here that are strewn about, but they seem to be,
Just like general stuff, nothing
general
special.
stuff that was strewn about. Yeah. Amongst it, if you wanted to steal everybody's money, you could maybe get, 150 gold. And there's some like knickknacks and dice
I
and
guess I could
cards
steal the
and things
money.
like that.
Not in front of the
and
owl.
basic weapons.
I got a 22.
22.
On the
You check the
bodies.
bodies. With a 22, these are pretty burnt bodies.
Yeah, that's
All
what
the
I
clothing is
figured.
pretty on their forms as well. It's pretty impossible to notice anything beyond these are dead people. if any of the attackers were also in this pile, it would be very difficult to tell.
And then I'm just gonna stare at the owl, be like, is this what you wanted me to wait for?
The owl looks up at you. And then sort of just vanishes. And then you hear in your head, sorry. I want to know how to word this. The attack was ongoing. You couldn't have stopped it. Still sucks though, doesn't it?
The owl just
by
talked
the
to
way,
me again. Oh,
you
shit.
hear?
Oh no.
Come see me in Exon.
So wait, is the owl the shadow?
I think the owl's the shadow.
Well, at least it seems to like us.
I mean, yeah, that's a...
Can you do the eyeball thingy as an owl?
On the owl's gone.
I know. I was joking.
Oh. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I was asking the owl to do the eyeball thingy to us.
Oh.
As it vanishes, does it like go in a puff of smoke, like a light, or is it just like a puff of feathers?
It's gone.
It does a cross dissolve.
It's a puff of
It's just
magic.
gone.
It's a puff of magic.
Puff of magic.
Bright arcane magic.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Can any of us do that?
Sure.
23.
I'm good.
It's fine. Nala, it looks like a familiar.
Okay.
I also got a 23.
A familiar?
Squat.
Interesting.
So we have...
A very advanced familiar, you might note. Like, that is able to go... do things that familiars maybe shouldn't be able to do.
Is that what Caleb has?
Yeah. So Frumpkin would be a familiar.
Well, sorry it took me so long to figure this out, but by observing how it vanished, that is a arcane practitioner's familiar. And usually they can't travel that far from their practitioner, let alone communicate to a individual. So whoever is looking in on us, they're a very well-versed arcane individual.
I don't know if we're lucky or unlucky that this owl has an L. Or rather, the person this owl belongs to is aware that we're here. And, I mean, obviously it's not trying to kill us, which can't be said about most things. But he said, come see me in Exon, which is... We were planning to go anyway, so...
Yes.
I think he knew that.
I'm hopeful that this is a ally rather than an enemy.
I think it's an ally. If it was
It's
an
just
enemy,
that
they would
owl
have
is
picked
so
a less cute
so-
familiar,
yes,
right?
It's so adorable. The way
so
it
cute.
hops.
The way it hops.
What should we name
Kieran,
him?
have you seen how this thing hops and then flies? It's adorable.
We can just give him an affectionate nickname until we find out his real name.
Oh, my daughter loved owls.
Desert owls, yes.
Depressing. Yeah, desert owls are little. They're cute.
They are.
Well, are we staying in the outpost or are we pressing on?
I mean, should we go? Well, there's a whole nother room that we didn't look in. This was only the
Fucked up.
left one. We gotta go to the
Should
right
we
one
name the
now.
owl?
What?
Who?
Oh, yeah. Alright, are there any other bodies that we could ask questions to, or are we gonna have to pull?
I think these are two burnt.
Let's
As
go
you
look
all
the
are
other
going,
room.
make a perception
Yeah.
check, everyone.
Oh, nice. 27.
Ooh, dirty 20. Rolled a 19.
30, 20.
Look at us.
You don't know why all of you didn't notice this before. Probably because you were focused on the problem at hand. But behind the burnt bodies and some beds have been moved out of the way, and written very cheesily on the wall in what seems to be red liquid.
Red rum.
Croatoan.
It says, "The Shadow Legion is nothing, the people are forever."
It's written in blood.
So maybe for this
blood?
town,
Yeah.
we take off the Shadow Legion shit.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we should probably do that.
Yep.
So let's change up here, and then go to the right room.
Yep.
Cool?
Yep.
I'm gonna drop seeming,
Oh, finally.
tap another 5th level
Oh,
spell
Nala.
slot,
It's good to see you.
and put the seeming back up. Just to add normal Nala clothes.
Oh my god. But except you're a dark elf.
Still dark elf.
I think we need fan art of Nala, but as a dark.
And I do that. I try and do this without the bard seeing me, if ever possible. The
Oh, she's here as well. And she's sort
yeah.
of standing in the back going,
Ding, ding, ding. While the rest of us are just like,
"We have
another
stumbled
day.
upon nothing.
Wait,
Terrible
our
pile
minstrel
of
is singing.
bodies.
Weegos' present child. Look at these
I was
bodies.
gonna say, I think since
We don't know what to do about this, except maybe these fucks have rabies. What are we gonna do about this?
Oh man.
Bonira, please tell me what we're gonna
We're working
do.
on it.
I will use calm emotions on you.
You guys, if you really want,
No.
Nala can send this chick out to Leo Renzetti and let him deal with her.
Who?
You cast calm emotions, and she goes, "Ah!"
The Weegos High Temple.
That was nice, thank you. Thanks.
Since somebody that cares about Weejas is here, and I'm a terrible cleric, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, and then just be like, Weejas, wash over your souls.
So it looks like you're doing your job.
Make a performance check.
Such a bad prayer.
If this goes badly, it's because the rest of us gave it away because we're just staring at Kieran like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're such a prodigy. It doesn't matter.
We're like,
I rolled an 11.
What's your performance?
She's sort of still strumming. The strumming gets slower. She looks at everybody else going, "What?" And
I'm
goes,
praying for their souls, for Christ's sakes.
It's caught on!
"Well, thank you for that. Whatever the bard did better. Lilia, that's your name. Sorry, I haven't memorized everyone's names, even though I've been singing about y'all for a while.
Few hours, yes.
This is fucked up.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a bunch of bodies there and a bunch of things written in blood. Who are the people? What's the people? Is the people just the civilians?
I have
Is
the
the P in
inkling.
people capitalized?
The P is capitalized.
It is the citizen.
Does it seem like that matters, or just
The
like
T
they
is
wrote a
also
large
capitalized.
P?
The people is capitalized.
I don't like it
Shadow
one
Legion
bit.
is.
Well, it looks like we've stumbled onto another revolution mystery here, gang.
Why do we keep finding?
revolution.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything we've come across so far has pointed and indicated to, and give us no reason not to believe that the Shadow Legion are just helping the people, just doing everything they can to help the people.
We just don't know if people blame the Shadow Legion for the mist.
Maybe the people are blaming the Shadow Legion for the effects that the mist is putting on them.
Sorry.
Oh no, so what are we doing?
Well, we changed and I thought we were trying to go to the next room because there were two doors
Okay.
and we only went through one.
You head down to the other door. You are presented with a door to what seems to be a small room.
Knock, knock.
You knock on it. No response.
It's just polite.
You open it.
Yes.
Okay, it is unlocked, yeah. And you open it up, and this room is another ransacked room. It seems to be a filing cabinet-based room. An office is the word I was looking for.
Filing cabinet base.
And there are drawers open and stuff and papers strewn everywhere, but it's not as much papers as you might think, being in this room, as though they took some.
Is it ransacked to the point where we can't tell what cabinets they took shit from or what was their focus?
You can tell it was mainly the desk in the middle of it,
Okay.
and like one cabinet off to the side. And you sort of check it out. Make an investigation check for me.
Ooh, nice.
Are the cabinets labeled?
That's a dirty 20.
They are labeled with letters and numbers and things, but symbols, something.
not
Dirty 20. You can tell that they went through the desk and sort of found a book that is still lying on the desk, flipped open to a page.
But they didn't take it.
They didn't take it, and then in the filing cabinet, there's just a section that's taken out of it.
What are the things around the section in the filing cabinet that were taken out?
Around the section are names of deceased members of the Shadow Legion. Seems to be
Okay.
old, closed files of Shadow Legion members.
And it's organized alphabetically, you said?
It's organized by letters and numbers in some sort of code that you can't really understand.
So it's not like alphabetical order or anything like
It
that.
doesn't appear to be specifically alphabetical.
So like I can't
Talorian
tell
Dewey
between
Decimal.
the two sections it was taken out of. Like
the
this
front
person might
section
have been.
sort of has some. So let me describe it a little better. So the back section where they didn't take it from, so further into the filing cabinet, are the deceased members.
Okay.
And the front section have files of other Shadow Legion members that aren't deceased. So there's a big section in the center that was taken out.
Okay. How many files are left? Like if we were like trying to find a name or something, how long would it take us to look through everything?
I mean, you could look through everything in an hour or so, I guess, but yeah, you would have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and what about the book that is open on the desk? Was there like a page ripped out, or what kind of book is this?
There's a page ripped out of the book, yeah.
Okay. Can we
And
tell?
you check out the book more, and the book seems to have the latest page ripped out, and the previous pages you flip to are routes and organization charts and things for the Shadow Legion, like where they're going.
So they're just trying to
who's
find
based
all the
where.
Shadow Legion people to wipe them all out. It sounds like what they're
Seems
trying to do.
Like routes between outposts, like
Yeah,
the route
like-
from one
like,
outpost
yeah.
to the next.
Like where
That's
the Shadow
idea.
Legion
when,
people
and when
are.
they're going, etc. And so you see past versions of those.
Well, there's
either-
Shadow Legion genocide going on, so that's fun.
I'd say either these people are nuts, or the Shadow Legion isn't quite as helpful as we originally thought they might be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're decently un-Shadow Legioned, shall we go try to see what the town looks like?
Are we still? We're still a couple days away from the town, I thought.
You're a day away.
Oh, okay.
So do we want to stay here tonight? What time is it?
Yeah, it would be getting late by now.
If we're staying
After
here
all.
tonight, I want to see if I can find Silric and Casper's name in these Shadow Legion files. If I have like an hour to look through them all.
Okay, make an investigation check.
What about you should look up for the girl. Whatever her name is, if you know her name.
I do know her name, but I don't think she was part of the Shadow Legion. She's just Casper's half-sister, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay, I'll look for all three. Do you want to help
if
me,
she was
Kieran?
passing through or something.
yeah, I'll help look.
Sweet. So that is...
Research.
I rolled the same
Montage.
thing twice, so that's a 19 on investigation.
Okay, you do not find Casper's name anywhere. And in these you wouldn't have found Silveric's name either.
Nothing? Nothing? Okay. Oh, well. In that case, I'll just make sure my potion's okay before I go sleep.
It's good. Yep. And you sleep amongst the bodies or sleep downstairs?
Add
Downstairs.
one more
Downstairs.
necrotic arrow. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
finish your necrotic arrow today.
Yay.
So I'm now exactly halfway through your purchase.
Just because we
enchantment
do
material.
frequently sleep with dead bodies doesn't mean we should always.
Yeah, we can sleep in a room without the dead bodies.
Do we
Okay,
wanna...
you sleep downstairs in sort of the bar area. And actually what happens is Sorna goes, we could sleep down here if you want to just like create a weird bubble in the corner, or we could go outside and I could create a nice little section. Nobody could see us or find us.
Wait, you can do that?
Ooh. I like
Yeah.
that.
She told us she could do that.
What?
Sure.
She said
It
that's
would-
part of
it
how
would
she
look-
stayed safe.
It would look white,
What?
and nobody could get in, and we'd be warm.
Sounds better
and
than
comfortable.
sleeping with dead bodies.
Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, I would
Amazing.
I'm always interested in seeing any arcane showing. So yeah.
Can you teach someone how to do that?
I mean, it's in this book of mine.
Oh, but don't you have to be,
I
don't you have
kind
to
of
be
had
a
to
wizard
figure out
how to do that?
on my own, and Game Rules had to take a feat to do it.
Yeah. Do you have Ritual Caster as a feat?
But yeah, come with me. I'll show you. And she sort of heads outside and finds an area a little while away from the room, and then takes out a little bead and starts casting this spell using her book. And it takes 10 minutes, and there's a dome of white. It looks white from the outside, and suddenly the temperature regulates to a very comfortable temperature inside. The snow is sort of cleared off by everybody, and it's just an extremely comfortable, protected dome that you are now in. You can see out of it, for the most part. Like, it's mostly transparent. And yeah. And she's like,
cool.
Yeah, so nothing can get in. People have, like, tried all night at sometimes. And they just sort of bash on the side and eventually give up, in my experience.
Will you just sit there and stare at him?
Well, if I leave, then the dome goes down. So, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you have to stay inside the entire time.
If someone's trying to get in, yeah.
But also, if someone's trying to get in, why would you get out?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it lasts for 8 hours.
What if you have to go to the bathroom?
Well, I hold it.
That's unfortunate.
It's a downside of it, I have to say, but you know, I can figure it out. It's fine.
That sucks.
All right. Well, I'm glad we don't have to sleep with dead bodies tonight. I've had enough of that for one trip, thank you.
Oh, it's so warm in here.
It is warm. It feels way better.
Does she have any
Than the
rations?
previous
Does
night.
she need some?
She pulls out food of her own. Yeah, she's fine. Interestingly, it's like a tropical fruit.
So, you've been traveling all over Kortovi. Do you happen to know where exactly...
Krintovi?
Krintovi. So sorry. Krintovi. Do you know exactly where you've been traveling to, or is...
No idea. See, the short-term memory thing and the directions, it all muddled together while I was infected with that curse weird nonsense. So unfortunately, I just ended up in places and didn't know how I got there.
Well, now that you've reconnected with your god, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I thought I'd go find some civilization with y'all. Then figure out what to do from there, I guess.
We're headed up into
Maybe
the
I can find a
mountains.
patron in a bard,
Yeah.
or a bar in person that wants to like pay me to just stay there and play music or something for a while, and figure out what to do from there.
Well, we know this awesome innkeeper in Omniasari we could introduce you to one day.
Or send her to the Resistenza
Yeah, just
with Emily.
I was
She could
actually-
play.
Yeah.
She could. Yeah, Emily, here, just take our
Nightly
strays.
take our strays.
I don't know, Kieran. I was going to suggest maybe we could have her study and perform at your temple in Arcala under Leo Renzetti. That would probably do multiple
I was kind
things.
of thinking the same thing.
Yeah, help
If
her
we
with
can
a
get
little
her
bit
there,
of
then I'm sure that
We
that
owe
would
him a
be-
favor.
Not
I can
to like
easily-
decide where you're going for you, but we do. Have
I mean, I don't know where I'm going exactly, but what's this place? Leo Renzetti.
It's a Ouija's temple.
Yeah, you said you.
Oh. Well, I did want to reconnect with her, yes.
Yes,
Well, if you
I
want to
Didn't
stick
know there
around
were
with us
temples
in
to
the
Ouijas.
mountains.
There weren't any in the Empire, and I haven't stumbled upon any.
Well, we haven't found any down here, but we plan on going back to the Nebra Arcala after this. If you want to stick around, we'll take you there.
Or we could just push her into a portal.
Or that.
yes,
If
but
you don't
then
wanna
we
stick
have to
around.
rely on Nigel to.
Then
show
then
her
she's
how to
Nigel's
get
problem.
to the temple, which we can.
big
I
city,
mean,
she
I'm
can ask for
fine giving
directions.
Nigel more problems.
Listen, I'm going to say this quietly and be like, I'm not going to turn down being warm at night for, like, as long as this girl wants to stay with us, okay, guys? So, like, let's not maybe suggest that we push her into a portal.
as
I like being warm. I'm very cold.
and feeling very protected inside this dome.
I can keep you warm every night. She rolled really high on her perception.
It's also a small dome.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I'm willing to stick around. You seem like a fun lot. I mean, except for finding a bunch of bodies and things, but...
That's life, isn't it?
More of stick around for as long as you'd like to stick around, but if when you're wanting to move on, let us know and we can kind of assist you into whichever direction you're wanting to head.
Sure, I can do that.
We have ways to get you to quite a few different places around here. So
That's very exciting. You all seem very powerful.
It's nothing personal, and it's actually nothing against you at all. We do like having people travel with us. It's just that we tend to run into a lot of bad situations, and things could happen, and we just need to make sure you know that. So whenever you do want to leave, no hard feelings. But
That's good to know.
Yeah.
The terms and conditions of traveling
like
with you.
super happy to have you, but just FYI, shit's probably going to go down, and if it's too much for you, we totally get it.
All right. Well. Ding. I'm here to help however I can. And I will help.
I'm gonna drop seeming and say surprise.
And there's no better place. I know it's only been 3.5 hours, but I'm very tired to end our session.
Beautiful.
That's a flawless end.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, that's like an episode, like the credits roll.
Next time.
Directed by. Oh my god.
oh my god, cute.
Amazing. Yeah, there was no better ending
That
to
was
that.
actually pretty flawless, yeah.
Accidental NPC companion.
I love her.
Like D100 said, not enough.
I do love this part, but I wanted to really
need
fuck with her.
I love this.
I love that part.
How do you
Very
spell her
concerned
name?
because her backstory and my backstory are too close.
Could just be a coincidence.
It's just
My
a D&D
D100 said,
coincidence.
what do you mean there's no guest star on this spot today? There is now.
I can't believe that.
That was fun.
Amazing. Anyway, thanks everybody.
Thank you
Thanks
all.
everybody for
Thank you all.
listening. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.
Yay!